back with yet another episode of Bad Rolls. So welcome back, everybody. I am the ethereal voice of your DM on the screen, so we're going to be bringing everyone in and showing you the new cast of Bad Rolls, so we'll have an announcement about that in just a second. Say hello, everybody.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, everybody.
So, yes, you may notice someone new in the spot where previously it was Nixie. Now, as an announcement for Bad Rolls to all the fans out there, both Nixie and Haster, due to time commitments, jobs, life, had to step back from the show at least for a long stretch of time. So their characters still exist. They're not just gone, but they are no longer going to be able to make the show in any normal capacity. However, we also had someone else interested in joining our amazing game here. So I'm so happy to have a player with, you know, a background in being able to roleplay a character, at least through acting. So if we could all welcome Sophie Girl, who plays Iski. She'll be introduced into the game in a bit, but it already shows her character, so kind of announcing it now.
Cool. Hi, everybody. Thank you for having me. It'll be a pleasure to join you all on this journey.
Oh,
That attitude would change quickly.
It will be a pleasure.
I'm feeling all self-conscious now. We're in the midst of real talent, a thespian, some might say.
Thespian.
What did you just call her?
A purveyor of the fine arts.
That's what I heard. I heard thespian.
Acting. So, yes. Does anybody have any announcements about things that they're working on, their streams, anything of that nature before we move forward?
First of all, episode 1 of Bulkheads was released last week. Grakees is in it, and I wrote for it.
Ooh.
So go check it out. Look it up now.
Oh, yeah.
I think
Because I wrote for it. Thanks.
Yeah. Also, totally didn't know it was Grakees at all.
No.
You
Well,
didn't?
And the other thing is, Captain's Table is right about an hour after the show. So after the show ends. So if you guys are like Star Citizen stuff, come hang out. We'll have Dublar Thackeray, Eric McKetton,
Ooh.
It's a lineup.
Dolak, and Montoya from Test Squadron, the wonderful leader of Test Squadron.
Do we have other possible announcements about your streams and the likes?
Not this week. I'll have something next week.
Okay, so next week you'll tell us about something.
I am announcing that I'm announcing something next week.
Oh, and
Probably.
since I'm not going to be here next week,
That's a good announcement.
starting next week, I'm going to start doing a day stream as well as a night stream. So those people who know me, but we'll be doing also a day stream. I'm going to call the happy hour stream between 1 p.m. and 5 p.m.
Your foregoing sleep.
Yeah.
And certainly, if everyone checks out that awesome new art we have in the corner, that's probably gone by the time I say this, but there's a little, I guess,
Too
cool
late.
down there.
Too late.
Yes.
It's gone.
Now it's just Zanglis. No one cares about Zanglis.
Yeah.
No. This is not dead yet.
It's not dead yet.
Not dead yet.
I'm feeling fine.
I mean, I could kill him quite easily if you want to. I have a whole arsenal of things that I can send your way.
Can we run a poll?
Zanglis is the only normal person in our party.
That's true.
Incidentally, just before we get started, I have to say there is entirely too little hype in the chat that we are actually back, finally.
Yes!
Let's build up hype in the chat.
Drop the
I
hype.
know.
All of the
It's
hype.
been
Got
too
a hype
long.
drop in the chat.
Wrong
if you're
channel.
listening later, hype, get up out of your seat right now, run around screaming, pumping your fists in the air, go, bad rules, bad rules, bad rules. All right, that's what you gotta do. You gotta bring this hype back.
I will get up and run around, but I trip over.
Yes. Raise the hype.
Oh, that would be
Feel
fantastic.
it. Feel it into your very soul.
Yeah, no, I don't want that to end up in one of those Twitch fails videos.
No, definitely not.
As I break my face tripping over my green screen or something weird.
I feel like with you, Captain Flint, it would either be that or you'd have a SWAT team visit you.
Oh,
One
yeah.
of the two.
Oh, yeah. Both at the same time.
And then I have flashbacks and take out the entire team.
Exactly. No time flat.
PTSD.
Milo would just be lifting his head. Just, what happened? It's okay, Milo.
No, we all know it would be Milo that takes out the team. He's
Just
vicious.
sleeping on the couch thinking,
Look at
what the
him.
hell is that doing?
Killing me.
Vicious. Yes, Milo. He's a total killing machine over there.
Yeah.
So do we have any other announcements coming up? Anybody? No?
So I'm doing a new thing on my stream soon,
Yes.
which, if you don't mind me saying, I'm seeing Apple. I'm really, really rude. Sorry.
Do it.
I'm
Apple,
starting a new
good for
thing
the
where
fun.
I'll be giving away free subs. Because why not? And then-
Sandwiches?
Yeah.
No, well,
$5 foot long.
What time are you doing this? Because I need to eat lunch today.
It does come in the form of Subway gift cards.
Oh.
Really?
But you can actually
So-
buy subscriptions with Subway gift cards. So every 6 subs and resubs on my channel, I'll be giving away a free sub to someone. So because there's loads of people who can't afford it, but I'd love to get them in the crew. So that's what we're doing.
And then someone will actually just go buy a sandwich with it instead. That's a good idea.
Can I?
Yeah,
can
they go buy a
enter
sandwich.
to have
That's
a
why it's so
sandwich? Wait, no, I can't have those. There's bread on those sandwiches. Damn it!
Yeah.
No.
It's mostly rubber. You can eat them.
Damn you, keto.
And Sophie, I believe that you had something coming up.
Let's see, the only two things I can think of, June 11th, Stoutman and I are doing a 24-hour stream. The two of us are trying to get over to BritizenCon. So we're going to be doing a 24-hour fundraising stream for that. We'll see. So join us, jump in, hang out, harass us, whatever. But I'll bring that up again next week. And the other thing is Traverse Averse. I don't know if you guys know the tabletop game that Nighthawk Sales created. We are 1 week away from getting everything sent out for our first publication of the game. So that's pretty awesome. That's a big deal. So that'll be next week or following.
Well,
Yeah.
done.
So good stuff is happening. Yeah.
All right. So with that, it's time to recap. Since it's been some time, we'll give a little bit of a rundown from the leaving of Caprese with our adventurers to where they are now. Now, our adventurers left Caprese in the middle of a tumultuous situation, fleeing, essentially, as Nixie Nightshade was dragged off by someone who claimed to be the very god Oladamara. Past her touching the mind of this person, encountered something unlike he could ever really fathom, and it started to create a crack within his mind. However, they boarded a large ship, which was provided by this very person claiming to be Oladamara, a luxurious ship, and headed for Tem, along with Lady Arethin and Marcus, as well as the children of Caprese, who they had rescued, or believed to have rescued, from their parents and people in the upper areas under mysterious dark circumstances. As they headed for Tem, they were beset upon by a ship that was part of the Thingane brothers. It had their symbol and the symbol of the Ysgramirian Empire flying on the flag. As they continued further and further, trying to outrace them, they noticed that the ship was gaining and gaining. And then all of a sudden, something new that they had never encountered before, nor seen or heard of anywhere in this world, occurred. And cannon fire started from the deck of this ship. Nobody before had heard of or encountered cannons, yet somehow this ship had two. It started launching balls of iron that would explode as soon as they hit the ship, tearing into it. The ship itself taking heavily damage and starting to sink. However, they had arrived to the point where they were close enough to the capital city of Tem in order for the guard of the city, interceptor ships, to come in and take a position to take any hits and offload everyone from the ship they were on onto one of the Tem ships. Two, what they noticed were flying carpets had appeared in the sky with robed men on them, flying towards the Thin Gain ship, pointing down wands and unleashing a torrent of fireballs, setting sails ablaze, requiring that crew of the Thin Gain Ysgramirian ship to then retreat. Afterwards, the adventuring party, now with only 6, arrived in the capital city of Tem and looked about to see a sight unlike anything else in the world. Something larger and more beautiful, more bustling, that it became overwhelming. A statue of what was said to be Bahamut and of the of a large creature, because I'm drawing a blank on the damn name, over the city in battle, in combat, many stories high, arching between a split in the two mountainsides of the Blood Stone Mountains. Coming into the city, they were approached by a captain of the guard, noticing and recognizing Marcus and Lady Erethin, leaving them under the care of the adventuring party themselves. They were given a token to take transport. Coming into the city itself, they noticed it was 20, 30, 40 miles back, as far as the eye could see, just going further and further southward into the mountain range, and beyond it, cut into quarters with a large palace and an upper district to the north that sat above these spread off sort of quartered spokes, taking up different areas. Taking the transportation, they headed as far west as they could go, going for a temple of Pelor, which happened to be the orphanage of Zangulus and Haster from their childhood. They arrived at the Ladies of Pelor orphanage, the temple. Erethin fell ill and was rushed into the back to receive healing. The rest of the party took the time to process everything that had occurred in Caprese. And Haster, while not wanting to set foot inside the temple, finally did so for a moment, and in stepping back outside was pulled into some sort of dark dimension, dark plane at that point, and then snapped right back out of it before Raven came outside with food. After discussing and after that incident, finally they take respite in the night in one of the other two temples there, the Temple of Seune, the god of Garatvanya, actually.
Seune.
So they take the time there, they take a room to the side of the temple, and at that point sleep for the night. So that is where we pick up our story once again, with the whole group of them asleep. And as that's occurring, the 5 of you there, Flint, Garrett, Zangulus, Carrick, and Raven, you're in a deep sleep. And you start to toss and turn. You can then see yourself tossing and turning almost from a perspective of standing over your own body. As you look about the room, somewhat confused, wondering why you're looking down at your own bodies, you notice each other standing there as well, looking upon yourselves. Been pulled up and out, so you're still tethered to your physical form, but you're now in space, and in looking around and seeing recognition on each other's faces, you're not sure if this is just a dream in your own head, or if something lucid is occurring. This is a strange world that is full of magics beyond comprehension many times over, so it is not always certain what is going on. With this, though, you notice a dark, black, ink-like form starting to take shape over Haster. Haster there then sits bolt upright. You're looking over at him. The black ink-like form starts to stretch out across the ground, moving towards each of you and each of your bodies. As Haster is standing up, he looks over and you can see him looking at each of you and giving a very dry smile. As he does, he whispers, "Wish I could go further with you. You've been helpful. But some things are too dangerous for me to pull other people into." And with that, he steps his foot into the inky blackness, which had been reaching out. You see it pull back away from all of your bodies, and once again, very much like when you were in the caverns, all the way back in Caprizi, which seems forever ago, but was just a matter of a couple of days. Stretches up into his face, pouring into the backs of his eyes, into his mouth, and you can see his eyes fighting. You see fear and pain racking him, but yet still he manages to, through that, look at each of you for one more moment, sweeping across, giving that wry smile again, and is immediately pulled into that well in space and time. With that, you feel yourselves falling back into your bodies and continue to sleep with dreams now of twisted nightmarish forms chasing you, leaving you feeling that you've just had one horrifying dream and not certain if that actually happened or not. At that point, the sun starts to come up, and all of you are waking up for the morning.
Ah! Oh, I had the worst sleep. Where's Haster?
I'm gonna get up and start looking around for him.
Do we remember that whole thing with the portal sucking and?
Yep.
Yeah. Oh man. Why don't I think that's the first time that's happened to that crazy man with his tentacle face?
We have seen him do this before.
I mean, I've seen a lot of weird bloody stuff in my travels, but that takes the biscuit, I tell you.
I'm saying you all saw that thing.
Yeah.
This is not unusual.
Sounds like
This
we
is
all saw
unusual for you people.
Yes. Dreaming
Isn't-
about inky shadow monsters is not normal.
Huh.
Depends on who you are.
Yeah, I'm. This is. Well, But yes, no. Is Hastor actually gone?
I can't find him. I'm looking for him.
Roll me a perception check, Zangulus.
17.
Okay. Glancing about the room, you are looking and you can see that where he had set up his books, his bag, his items, they're gone. Now, in the dream, only he was pulled in. He didn't have any of his stuff with him. He was pulled in physical form, but you notice the items themselves are also missing at this point.
I'm not finding anything. I'm not even finding his things.
Okay, that is weird. We should see his things. I mean, I did not see him grab his things as he left, but how does he do that in Temple of Seoul? It's confusing.
That octopus asshole illusion us?
Was he ever here? Is Hastor real? Is this real? I pinch Flint as I said.
What?
Is this real?
We
Flint is real.
Help me, little man.
okay. We've been through together a lot together. Hastra has been included. Hastra's real. Right now he's gone.
But why is he gone? Why is the Hastur gone?
Well, if I know something about people, I know when people have got their demons, and he had some demons. I think his demons might be more literal
Yeah,
than most others.
there has been.
I mean, honestly, like,
things.
I wasn't sure about him when we first met him. He was a little bit strange, besides the whole tentacle face thing. But he grew on me. He was a good lad. So I hope he's dealing with his crap, and I'd like to see him again someday. But I think his journeys are well beyond our understanding, at least mine, because I don't understand too much.
Well, he was unnaturally old for a human because he was as old as I am. He shouldn't be.
You're all way too calm about this. Someone just disappeared, and we had inky shadow monsters looking over us.
You really miss him though. That whole
No, I don't. I just
didn't
don't
make
wanna
you
be-
sick to your stomach a little bit
I don't
when you're
want to
eating.
kill like shadow monsters.
Karik, let me explain something to you. The world is filled with inky shadow monsters. It is also filled with disgusting swamp creatures that try to eat you. But
I know
in
how to fight
Sayune's love, we are protected from this. So,
Mhm.
surprise! World is weird.
Yeah,
And
I know
this is
this.
not the first time
But
we've
I
seen
knew-
Hastur decide to go bye-bye for a while.
Well, maybe we'll just keep an ear to the ground. See if he turns up somewhere. We can go and rescue him from whatever debacle he's got into. But right now, honestly,
we've seen the
weird
crazy.
crap I saw, I got no way. My axe ain't helping with that crap.
Fine. I get some breakfast.
Do you want to go look for him? Is that what you're saying? We all saw him get pulled into the darkness.
Yeah, he can deal with his. I'm gonna go get sandwich.
Sandwich.
Get sandwich.
Yes, get sandwich.
Yeah.
At this
And
point, you hear on the door to the room that you had taken in the temple. Good
Housekeeping?
morning.
Housekeeping.
Housekeeping. Good morning. I am Priestess Elena.
Say and be with you, Elena.
And with you as well. As you know, though, we provide respite for the night, and we didn't bother you when you came into the temple. It's open to all, but only for the night. We we do have our work to tend to, so we're going to ask that all of you leave now so that we may prepare the day for what happens within this temple.
Yes, I understand.
Before we leave, can we get sandwich?
I apologize for my friends. They do not know of Sayune's love. I am but a humble cleric of Sayune, sent upon the world to make the world beautiful again. But to make the world beautiful again. Yes.
Are you saying sandwiches aren't beautiful?
I am saying that sandwiches are not optional.
Have you seen a sandwich? It's gorgeous, especially with bacon.
Dear cleric, I can see what you must be dealing with here, so we have some food supplies available, and you can have something on your way out the door. We'll prepare a small bundle for you to all share. Sayune be with you, and your sandwich. And you can see her walk off to another area.
This day is going great.
Hey,
How
at
could it
least we're
not be
getting
going great?
sandwiches.
We have sandwich.
So
It's almost like I'm not thinking about the awful inky monsters abducting the octopus man in the night.
Almost
Because
like
we
you
have
forgot
sandwiches.
about it.
just embrace the torturous things you've seen. Trust me, it makes you a better man like me.
You're a dwarf.
What have you seen, dwarf?
Oh, if I could tell the things I have seen and done
I could tell about
Aside
half
from
of it.
like pulling.
would roll in your head. Your hair would fall out. It's been a
Worse
long
than
journey.
pulling the cleric out of an orgy.
Well,
He has done that before.
that's pretty common
This is not the first time.
with this halfling. No, that is definitely not the worst I have seen. And if I could tell you that, no, not the time. This isn't the time for those tales.
No. The time for tales is later, but for right now, we apparently need to get the bard sandwich, whatever sandwich is.
Hey, everyone's getting sandwiches.
And then we're off to that big ass hunt because I want to get me some glory.
Oh yes, the hunt.
That's right. The hunt.
Oh yeah, that's what we were doing.
It was a long night, and we had inky black monsters. So it's okay.
Yes.
It's easy to be distracted. It feels like we've slept for weeks.
Let us go
You
and
can say that.
eat the sandwich.
Nom sandwich eating.
Yes.
So we're gonna go to where the priestess is, or I'm gonna go where the priestess asked us to go.
Yeah, so much.
Absolutely.
You
think we're all
see her
following.
coming
I will.
back out the back room now with a small bundle wrapped in cloth. And she walks over to you, Garrett, and goes, doing the good works, obviously, and putting up with them. Here. What food we do have, to some degree. We do need more for later, of course. But here you are.
Oh no, my sister, it is okay. I will bring the love of Sayune to the world, and I will return here to give you the love of Sayune back that you give to me in the beautiful form of food. I will return
Much
with gold for you and your sisters and your brothers here to spread the love of Sayune in this town. And with that, I pull out my coin purse and give her 5 gold.
Oh, very generous. Thank you.
It is for the
Blessing
goddess.
will be upon you. Of course, of course. Roll a perception check for me.
21.
Okay. Just good to know. So,
Mysterious DM ways.
yes, mysterious DM ways. We do that. With that, you're handed the satchel, and she motions towards the front door, takes the gold, and walks back off to the altar in the middle, which is surrounded by the cloths and has the incense burning where you had spent your time in meditation and prayer, and places it down. And you can see you kneeling down to offer up a prayer specifically for you with the offering of the 5 gold. So,
We take the food, and I say, "My friends, let us go. We must be off to do the good works of Seiyuu."
We have a lot to do.
So I'm gonna walk back out. She handed me the satchel, right?
mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I just walk out of the temple.
I will follow closely.
Yes. I just run afterwards. Really hungry, okay?
He's got food.
Sandwich!
Hey guys, as we're walking for this sandwich, I just want to ask a question because it's near and dear to my heart, and we seem to have lost the only guy who actually knew about this. But does anyone know anywhere where we can go get this axe kind of tailored for me?
You and your axe.
We need to shorten the handle or something. It's too bloody big.
Grow stronger.
Hey, don't question the strength of this dwarf, or I'll show you how bloody strong I am when I throw you off that building.
He can lift that. It is okay. He can lift that.
It's not about the weight; it's about the balance. It's just not right in my hands.
Oh, I see.
Gotta fine tune my killing machines.
We can find a mage to make it taller.
Are you currently holding the axe out at this point, Flint?
No, it's strapped on my backpack.
Okay.
Well, I do need to go buy some new equipment since none of my equipment, or all my equipment is at the bottom of a ship that got sucked into oblivion.
Does
Along with the poor
Minotaur
pony.
blood have an expiry date? I hold up the water skin I have full with Minotaur blood.
I'm sure it's fine.
Probably get this sold.
I have some.
Also,
I
this
hold up
horn.
my water skin and go. I need to make some money.
And I'm also pointing a Minotaur horn on my back.
Yes, and I point at my water skin again. I need to make some money. This could make us money. Now, most of it is going to the children, or back here, because Seiyuu blesses all of us with good fortunes, and you all better be happy that Seiyuu does bless you with good fortune, because here, because Gerrit Vanya helps you. I heal you with Seiyuu's blessing, so we must support Seiyuu.
Right.
Sure.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
I shake my head and just walk out with my my elixir of Minotaur balls towards the nearest tavern I can see. You forgot I had that, didn't you?
No, I didn't.
No.
It's just the phrase, I walk out with my elixir of Minotaur balls to the nearest tavern I can see. Only in Dungeons and Dragons.
Yes.
Uh,
Our very own Snake Oil salesman.
Looking about on the street, you can see one tavern quite obviously out here, even stepping out into the area. So you're coming out of the Temple of Seiyuu, Temple of Pelor to the far west, and then to the sort of corner to make that triangle, you can see the Temple of Farlane there. The roadway back through some of the more grassy parts of the farmland. This part isn't tended as farm. It's left for the temples, for the more common folk out here. But you can see the main city and the first row of buildings, and you do see what appears to be a tavern sign kind of broken and angled up the street a ways.
Okay, I go there.
Are all tavern signs broken?
The one they called the broken sign.
The one that I think Carrot got us kicked out of.
Yep.
no, not even close to that tavern.
Wait, no.
No, it was Haster.
Aster got us kicked out of it.
And
But I don't know about this. I was in the Temple of Sanu like the entire time that was happening.
He got us
So,
kicked out because he
I'm
was
going
trying to do
towards
some real dealing, and he annoyed the proprietor of that there establishment.
Didn't someone break open a door?
He told me to make an entrance. I made
There
a
was an
bloody
entrance in the wall. You didn't have to make an entrance in the entrance.
I mean, I didn't know the broken door was actually a broken door. It just kind of fell off. I mean, he could have paid for the door, but no. He wanted to make a grand scene. Anyway, where's this bloody sandwich?
Yeah. I'm interested in this sandwich.
I'm like, I grab the satchel, open it.
are you contesting that at all, Garrett?
Oh no! I mean, I was walking towards the tavern with the satchel in my hand. So if they catch up and grab the satchel, I'm just like, take it.
Okay.
This is all your salted bread. Oh, and wait. We got a lettuce head.
In there is, yes, it's a head of lettuce, a few bits of bread, some, crumbles of cheese, slices of a couple of different pieces of fruit, things like apple, orange. Nothing too spectacular in there. No meats, just a meager offering of foods.
I just hand the satchel to the next person. It's like, I'll eat at tavern.
I'll grab the satchel and put my hand in and just grab a handful of whatever I can and take my hand out and give it to the next person.
I'll take it and look inside. This sandwich doesn't look that impressive.
It's not a sandwich.
It's
It's a do-it-yourself sandwich.
Awful sandwich.
Priests aren't the best cooks. They don't do. Well, they don't do
It's
much
been
of anything at all, really.
deconstructed.
They sit around and pray to something, but yeah, they don't make sandwiches.
Can we ever
couldn't-
just bunk up at a priest of food or something?
Well, what we need is to bring someone along who knows how to cook. I mean, I can make a good jerky. And
I'm nowhere near this
I can
conversation.
roast a rabbit,
So,
but I'm
I
not
won't
the most culinarily skilled.
Despite his smaller size compared to the rest of you, Garrett has sped up his pace and is quite a ways ahead of you, getting up closer to the broken sign inn as you can see it now. The sign is specifically broken on purpose the way it's hung. It's called the Broken Sign Inn. You can see that the door there is, well, not on the front of the tavern currently as you walk up towards it, but what you do notice is a throng of people have started to gather outside, and you can't really tell why specifically, but above them, even though you kind of have to peer and look up a little bit, you can see it. There is a large piece of poster parchment placed on the outside of the tavern out there, and a large crowd of all sorts of people out there, men, women, in different amounts of armor and different robes. There are elves and dwarves. There are, dragonborn and halflings, gnomes, humans. If there's a race, they are standing in this throng, and it is starting to get larger and larger as more people are pouring in. And you look out, you can see they're coming, some from the farmway, some from a little bit further in towards the slum area, but there's definitely a cluster of people.
okay, as I start first picking my way through, and then I stop and I turn to someone next to me and I go, "Excuse me, I cannot see. What is going on?
Right, what do you want?
What is going on? What's going on here?"
The hunt! It's
Oh,
the
the
sign up! They put up the
Oh.
parchments last night.
Oh,
New
excellent.
rules this year.
Yes, my friends wanted to do the hunt. I think I was going to help them, but I came by just for the tavern, and I have a question for you, my friend.
Yeah. I got time. We're waiting to sign up.
Do you have a lady or a partner of sorts, how do you say, a lover in your life?
What? What kind
No,
of
no, no.
question is that?
It is because I, my friend, have something that will make you the best lover in the universe. I hold up the water skin.
Roll me a persuasion with disadvantage for the approach.
Okay. 10.
Looks over at you. Let me smell it.
I uncork the
bowl.
I uncork the water skin, and I say, I hold it up to his nose. Please do not take, but you can smell. Sure.
Right. Oh, that's a powerful. Power. Power could be intriguing.
You just get it, Vanya. He is the best con man in the universe.
Oh no.
How much you want for it?
Well, my friend, you see, this is very rare. This is a substance that uses the veal, excellent quality, and strong scent and senses of the Minotaur. This is from the testicles of a Minotaur with several other magical ingredients. This will make you like a bull in the bed. So
Make a
this is not
deception check.
deception.
Yes.
Oh, 24.
Why is
Right.
this weird?
I don't want to admit I need help in that department, but any little beast that'll pick me up.
My friend, I am a cleric of Sayune. My job is to bring the love of the universe, and seeing that you are a man who needs help to feel beautiful again, I will give you a discount for this. It'll only be 20 gold. 20 gold for this.
Right, 20 for the skin.
The entire skin.
Got yourself a deal.
What do you spit? What is this spitting?
He pulls out a satchel, busts out 20 gold coins, and when you see it, it's a pretty heavy coin purse. So 20, that's not much to him. So he pulls out, the coins equaling 20 and tosses them to you and takes the skin. Takes another sniff of it, corks it up, and then stuffs it into a pouch behind him.
May Sayune be with you, my friend. May she bless you and making you and your lover beautiful.
Did I see this exchange? Did I walk in on this?
I think I'm in the middle of a
Distance?
crowd when this is happening.
Roll me a perception check at this distance.
I would think
You
we
know
would
where
have
Garrett was. Yeah, you were following pretty much behind him, but you were arguing about sandwiches. So.
8. I am blind as a
saw-
bat.
No, you saw Garrett walk into the crowd, but you didn't really see the exact nature of the exchange. You just saw him over there talking to an older gentleman, dwarf, long beard, braided up with a couple of bronze sort of decorations, tassels at the end of the beard, where he braided into a split and slicked back gray hair. Tough looking man, tattoos down one arm.
Am I close to Zangulos right now? I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Zangulos.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's that bloody sign say up there?
It's talking about the hunt.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, what's it saying?
It says we're gonna sign up here.
Done. And I just start kind of plowing through
I'm
the
with
ground,
him. I'm with him.
clawing people aside,
Following right behind him.
Running
I will
after them.
follow.
cutting a swathe.
As you're doing that, you can see that the crowd itself is starting to push back on you. Ah, wait your turn. What does he think he's doing? And they're actually physically jamming you. So if you want to keep fighting through the crowd, you're actually going to have to like forcibly push your way through and kind of fight them. Make an athletics check.
My way through.
Athletics? I like
Is
it.
that for all of us?
That's Flint. He's the one cutting the swath through this. So
Okay, so we have a not perfect roll, but it's a 13.
all right.
Is advanced on saves, not on checks, right?
Yeah, it's just an athletics check, so it's your roll plus your athletics.
Oh, athletics. Sorry, 15.
Okay. You get a little way into the crowd, but then a large, burly, half-orc man standing there.
The dwarf thinks he can step in line in front of us, doesn't he, boys?
And he just puts one hand down on your head and forces you back behind him.
Oh, I'm feeling angry right now.
Hold on. It's pugilism time.
If no one calms me down, I could get quite annoyed.
I might be quite annoyed.
Say, get your hand off me head, you big oaf.
Don't try and cut in line. We're here first. We're waiting politely behind the others that'll be signing up. You can wait your turn.
There's a
We're here to
like,
kill trolls.
more like a throng. Fine. Where's the sandwich gone?
That's what I thought. Looks like you're not so tough. We've got the hunt this year, boys.
Oh! You want to go,
Our
do you?
District.
You want to step outside this line for a minute and see how tough this dwarf is?
While this
As
is
you
going
see him, he's
on,
looking
I'm-
over at another crew.
Yeah.
And you see him looking over at another group. They're all half-orcs, save for one human woman standing there. All of them are dressed in what appear to be simple leathers and things, but when you look down and notice their weapons, they're pretty pristine. So their leathers might be simple in the way that they're wearing them, but their equipment's in really good condition, and the way that they're standing in this crowd has presence where the others might have buzz and excitement, some nervous energy. They're dead calm in their group standing there, the 6 of them, and appear to almost be matching. So you were saying, Carrick?
I don't want to be part of this whole thing. So I like scout out like another elf in the crowd. I'm like, hey, Timur, I haven't seen you since years. And I just force myself in the crowd and like spend it next to this random elf.
Do I know you?
Shh. I just put my hand away, stop.
What the hell is...
I slip him a gold coin.
Alright. He reaches his hand out, Oh, yes, I haven't seen you in years, buddy. And so he's standing next to you. He kind of, he's being playful, nudging, and just looking about every once in a while, confused, but he's, hey, I got money. So. Flint, with you, roll an intimidation check for me real quick.
Okay. I'm not very intimidating today, it would seem. That would be a 6.
Ooh.
Oh, can I do intimidation based on my strength or something, being a berserker?
I don't think that's one of your abilities, unless you're... I think you get a special one if you're raging. I don't know your abilities off top.
I'm not raging yet. I'm just mildly.
You're not raging at this point. He just looks at you, turns back at the others, and, looks through the crowd, the other half-orcs standing there all tough, but then you catch that his eyes are looking over at the woman standing at the end, and she just very subtly shakes her head no, and he goes,
I'd love to, but we have more important things on our mind at the moment.
Done.
Right.
Yeah, and you can see her now walk up towards the parchment where some of the crowd around that has thinned out, and despite the fact that it's a throng, you notice there is some kind of order to it, almost as if the line up at the front of the throng all moves in, signs up, and then disperses out the sides, and the next waves do move up. So there's a custom and an order to this group. You can see her move forward with the rest of them, sign something in your mind, Flint. You see the squiggles of marks that are familiar in the way that they're letters. You have no idea what they mean. Written up across there, and they look over at you. I'd see you on the other side. And they move off.
That's what I thought.
I would like to make a sleight of hand check to do something tricksy.
All right, what are you aiming to do?
I would like to use something I picked up on my travels to cause the one guy that was given Flint lip to trip.
Okay. Yeah, go for it. Do a sleight of hand check with your new trick.
Oh, 6. I mean,
Roll
it
me
can
a
still happen.
perception
I
check.
just
Do what? A perception?
Yeah.
18.
Okay.
Exactly.
You concur? I concur.
So what ends up happening is, Flint, you look over and you can see Raven now flipping through a little book. She goes to something, except she appears to be unsure of what she's doing at this moment with it. And you can see her muttering something quickly. No. And has to go over it 3 or 4 times. And by the time she finally gets it and points, the half-orc you saw standing there is well out of range, but you see this little puff and a little hand appears there where he was maybe 5 seconds before, and it swipes out trying to grab, and then grabbing nothing but air is floating there, and you just see her you see Raven freeze up for a second and look about like, oh, did anybody notice?
Yeah. I just look at her inquisitively. Can I try and just give her a knowing nod, and then continue waiting in my line. I pass no information to anyone else.
all right. I put the book back in my pocket and pretend like nothing ever happened.
All right. The line continues to move forward.
I was gonna say, I'm just gonna walk into the tavern because like the sign up's by the door, right? I can just kind of walk in through the door. Yeah, I'll just walk through the door.
Okay. So the throng continues to move forward. Garrett, you go inside. The tavern is bustling right now. There are barmaids and barmen working all through the tavern. There are 3 barkeeps right now currently they're the three barkeeps that are working up there. You can see one older man, kind of grizzled, haggard, and he seems to be directing everyone. He goes into the back room again, you know, to continue preparations, and keeps pulling out more glassware or flagonware and more plates, stacking them up, continually moving things. It is a busy day in here with things being crowded. Now, outside, the throng has moved up to the board, and Raven, since you were over by Flint kind of hovering, you're with him at the least. Zangulus, were you over by Flint? You seem to
I'm
be
with Flint
hanging
still, yeah.
back. Okay, you are by him. So
Yeah.
you finally arrive up at the board and notice there is a quill and an inkwell underneath that sits there, and you can see now the full poster of parchment with lines underneath. Above it are the words, "The annual hunt once again." Find the exact thing. Yes, the annual hunt once again. This year, this year, underneath it are smaller words. This year, due to far too many casualties from the previous hunt, the rules have been altered. Each sign-up is a magically binding contract between the Kingdom of Tem itself and the team that is signing up. Each member of the team must audibly agree to the name of said team in order for the contract to be binding and the team to be considered to be signed up. Each team must consist of no more and no less than 6 members for this year's hunt. Each hunt shall be split up into multiple segments consisting of representing each of the 4 quarters of Tem, with a final hunt afterwards. Once you have left the premises of the capital of Tem, there are no rules between teams.
I'm reading this all to Flint. It's just Flint and I up here, right? Is that what we determined?
And Raven.
And
Oh,
It should be
I'm
pretty
here.
far up
Goes
the
well.
line.
You were hanging out with your buddy, so
No, but I cut the line like in front.
So from this, you have now seen the rule set that outside of Tem, between teams, the rules have been removed, but in order to avoid some kind of situation from the previous year, they have upped the requirement to be 6, and it is now a magically binding contract from what you are gathering. However, each person on the team must agree to the name of the team as you see the sign-up list now,
okay.
and you can see enter team name.
Aren't we having enough about bloody magical binding contracts?
Well, we've
They
got
ain't
2
been going
problems.
too well for us so far.
Okay.
First off,
First
we
of
don't
all,
have 6 people.
yeah, we're missing a person.
Yeah,
Yeah, we need this
Hey.
many more, Flint.
we're short stuff.
This is one more.
This is one more. We need one more person.
I can count to 1. Bloody hell.
You just can't count beyond 10.
Grakees, I have a question for you, but just you.
10.
Do you want me to
Okay.
message you?
Discord it.
Okay.
Yeah, is it just Garrett who's not here?
I'm
No, Garrett's here.
I'm
Wait.
in the tavern.
Oh, it's bloody. Wait, we don't have enough.
Yes, Flint.
Because
We have-
if
we have-
there's 5, I got to 5, and 6 got to be more than 5.
Yes.
By
Yes.
how many?
one.
We need one more.
One.
If Haster hadn't poofed, we'd be fine, but he's gone, so we need someone to fill his spot.
I don't know. Who are we gonna find? Hey, anyone here wants to get in a fight with me? I'm dead good. Well, not with me. With me. Who wants to help me kill the biggest beast in the land? Anyone? Anyone?
He doesn't have to gift a map, but he at least has to give a speech. Sadly.
Unfortunately, the one who was listening, who should be listening, went to go get something to drink.
Terrible timing.
Iski.
I'm sure Flint continues to shout that, though.
Yes, and anyone. Trust me, I'm the best slayer this side of the land. We're going to win this hunt. If you want them to come along for a ride, you don't have to be any good. I'll do it. I'll kill them all. Come
With
join
that,
in.
Iski, you
We'll have a lot of fun.
are inside the tavern now, a little bit sort of slumped down, having arrived at the poster and realizing now that they don't allow solo combatants this year, nor do they, or hunters, they don't allow duos or anything like that. You have to have a team of 6, and everybody seems to have arrived with teams of 6. So you're sitting at the bar, slumped over, not being able to challenge yourself a little bit further after having a taste of battle recently. And you can hear someone shouting outside that they need one more. You're muted.
You're muted.
This happens a lot, guys.
He's a mute, Rangbot.
So at this point, am I able to go investigate and see where the sound is coming from? See who's causing the ruckus? Who's needing the 6th person?
You can definitely get up and go check that out at that point, hearing that. So, upon standing up to go investigate, hearing a person causing a bit of a ruckus outside, you look outside, and outside of the crowd now, having kind of been pushed away from the board as they didn't sign up, asking for another person, you see a dwarf standing there, axe across his back, pretty bare in the amount of clothing that he's using, mohawked, and some sort of tooth-based necklace around him, pretty rough and tumble looking sort, standing there shouting off. Near him are a wood elf standing there, you know, kind of cloaked up, and a half elf as well, cloaked up.
Shouldn't be 2 half elves cloaked up.
Oh, you're outside as well? 2 half elves.
Yeah.
You're with your elf buddy.
Is that like a whole elf?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. You're with your elf buddy.
You're not even with the group right now.
You're
I
incognito.
would say,
Stop
like,
trying to
it's
insert
wrong.
yourself in places you're not at, Carrick. God.
Yeah, that's what Garrett
Yeah.
does.
You paid a guy to hang out with him. You're hanging out with him.
You have an escort.
That's the wife. That's the wife.
I think for such a tiny man, he's very loud, but I'm interested.
Tiny. I'm about as wide as I am tall, just saying.
But I am curious about this crew. I'm interested.
But it's out of character. What's funny is Garrett thinks he's muted. Yeah, I can still hear him.
No.
Oh, okay. I heard him laughing. Anyway.
Yeah, he was muted.
Hey, anyone? Hey, how about you, stay back?
What did I do?
You want to get in a fight with us?
No, I'm not looking for a fight at all. No. I'm just looking for some friends and some adventure.
Well, I can't say much about friends. These guys are a little bit odd. Especially that one, pointing to the little one.
Well, you're all pretty tiny.
But
Oh, yeah.
adventure, most certainly. And you know, I say I don't have to do much. I'll do the killing. just cheer me on.
You'll
I
do
like
the
that.
killing. I do most of the killing.
Mm. Well, we'll have to see then, won't we?
I guess we will.
Bit of elfie
Contest
competition.
within a contest.
Now, for the purpose of description, so everyone knows exactly what Iski looks like, you see her walk out, and she is a dragonborn female wearing robes pulled across, fists wrapped up, and you can see some sort of bedroll carried with her across the back with a large staff sticking out there. Her scales, though, are unlike any of the dragonborns, which they're not common, but they're not horribly rare either. You've seen dragonborns in your time, but nothing quite at this level. It's a little different. Her scales are almost a pinkish or yellowish, and sometimes what appear to be almost crystalline color to them. They appear to be made of some sort of glass more than the standard scales of any dragonborn. It's unusual, but nothing that you might not have seen in or heard about in a book, some dragon or in old tales. Just definitely stands out a little bit. Along with that as well, her eyes are this dark black with thin slits of almost a bluish white color to see. Though as she turns her head when she looks at you to discuss, you know, your offer of possibly helping out and joining for the team, you can catch there's a light that flashes across the eye itself that just almost like a glint of blue for just a moment.
I think I'm gonna go sit back down.
Hey, where are you going?
Can I have another drink?
Thought you wanted some adventure. Are you in?
I don't know, all the standing around and talking. I'm gonna go have a drink. You're welcome to join me. You and your crew.
I'm sure we can find someone else, lads. Anyone else here?
Best of luck.
Bloody cocky dragonborn.
You're just afraid of being shown up.
Anyone else?
In the meantime, the Dragonborn vacated her spot when she left, right?
Yes.
So I can go sit in a spot because that
Yes.
probably was a valuable spot since this place is busy. I'm going to go sit in her spot.
So as you walk back into the tavern, hold on, I gotta switch up the music to the tavern music now. Pub music. There we go. So as you walk back into the bustling tavern, Iski, you look about, you kind of have this dwarf grating on you just a little bit. You look over and notice a halfling, pretty armored up, hop into the seat that you just had before. And I need you to make a quick dexterity check for me with disadvantage.
Ooh.
Me?
So, yes, Iski. So, D20. Roll it twice because you're at disadvantage, so tell me the lower.
Also add your dexterity bonus, whatever the bonus is.
Yes.
13 plus 4.
That's your low?
Yeah.
Okay. So,
So
as...
17 total.
Okay, so as you're walking in and walking through the bar, it's pretty busy, and thankfully, at this moment, you manage to catch yourself, but someone catches you by the foot just as you're going through. You stumble a couple of steps, but you're able to play it off in a way where nobody would notice at all, but you noticed.
I feel pretty composed, although that was quite awkward. I don't really want to go talk to the halfling. I've been watching him, and I think he's a bit of a smooth talker, so I'm going to let him be. I know this group needs me, and I actually really need this group. I'm just going to talk. I'm going to talk again to you guys. Dwarf, listen, I apologize. We got off on the wrong foot, and I want to buy you a drink and apologize. It's been rough. I haven't really been around a lot of people lately. I apologize, guys, if I came off strongly, but
Hey, lass.
you
One,
look tired and
I like your pep. 2, I too was pretty abandoned from the world till I stumbled across that short stuff in a tin can inside the room there. So I feel for you. And 3, I'll take your beer any day. So let's go have a drink and we'll talk.
hey, cheers! Very excellent.
We still gotta think of a name for our silly little group here.
Well, it's
we need a name for sign up.
Flint Slayers, of course. I mean,
I was going to say the God Slayers, but we have to talk. We have to talk about this as a group. We can't just be doing it
The
tabletop.
Minotaur Slayers.
The Tar Slayers.
the minor tourists.
The Minotaurus.
I like that. The Minotaurius.
Wow.
Disadvantage, disadvantage,
It's
disadvantage.
Grakees disadvantaging you right now.
Just to spite Grakees, I want that to be our name.
Maybe that Taurius.
The
The
Minotaurius.
Minotaurians.
He'd be the
What's Latin for ale?
Ale. I don't know.
Carpe ale.
Carpe Dale.
Seize the
ale
ale.
in Latin. Servicia.
Isn't that Spanish?
Spanish is based on Latin,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
Yeah.
so a carpa servicia.
Cerveza. Really.
Yeah.
Any other
No,
suggestions?
cerveza is straight up Spanish.
The Jimmy Rustlers.
Are we asking chat now? Is that what we're doing?
No.
We're not. They're just making suggestions. They should make
I-
more suggestions. Though.
I actually really do like the
The Minotaur one.
the
I like the
Minotaurus.
Minotaurius, like
Yeah.
the Notorious, but the Minotaurius.
No, I said minor tourists.
Minor tourist. I like that too.
Because we're tourists.
Minor tourist.
Minor tourists.
We're not major. We're minor.
Minotaurus.
Are we all in agreement?
I
Yeah.
think so.
I like
Sure.
Team face.
Yeah. We're the minor tourists then.
Just looking at Grakees' face, my first reaction: you're all going to die. You're all going to die.
To be fair, it doesn't instill the fear that I like to instill.
I think it instills a lot of fear.
We're minors.
Yeah, because
and
we're
tourists.
minor tourists. That means we're not sticking around long because we kick up so much shit when we're there.
I think that Minotaurus is now just a new way of saying murder hobo, because that was
Yeah.
going to be one of my other questions. The murder hobos.
Or you could be saying we're tourists, but we're we're super horny.
We're horny Minotaurists.
I don't want to hear about horny miners, dude.
Minotaurs.
Oh my gosh. We have strayed so far.
Minotaurs.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
All right,
Yes.
the Mino tourists.
Yeah. That's how I'm signing it. Right there.
Sure.
Okay.
All
Oh,
signed.
oh,
Can't do
I
anything
missed
about
that.
it now.
Am I?
What?
and,
I'm in the tavern, so I had no say in this.
just so I have it right.
We've
It's-
come into the tavern because she's buying me beer.
I spelt it on the side there. Right there.
Which in the IM chat.
In which chat?
Oh,
In the
put it in
appear
chat.
Because I can't read this chat.
Oh,
The appear chat
Yeah,
I
I'll
can't
put
read.
it in.
okay.
you.
I'll put it in Discord.
In the
All right, I've got it. You are now the Mino tourists.
Oh my gosh.
It will be a name that goes down in history. The great party that saved the universe. Everyone
Sing great
remembers
songs about the Mino tourists.
Mino tourists. There'll be statues of our names across the land. Everyone will say, the Mino Taurists, the best heroes of the world.
The damage is done.
Yeah,
Let's just roll with it.
The damage is so done.
Every time we leave behind wreckage, people will say the Mino Taurists were here.
And I'll blow on my broken Minotaur horn.
Yeah.
We should get that made into a proper horn.
Do a proper dwarf horn?
Yeah.
As soon as Zangula steps outside and signs the Minotaurists onto the sign, all of a sudden, each of you feel something. It's a weird chill that comes over and almost an electrical tingle for a second. Just kind of one of those, whoa, what was that? And that was it.
Oh,
Well, that was underwhelming.
a little bit.
What have I
I've had
done?
better.
Welcome to the group.
That is what I've been asking myself since I joined this group. So I don't think it's a question that will go away anytime soon.
So, how about the bear? Let's go get a bear. Whatever your name is, Elfface. I'm gonna go, but I hope the kids
Oh, your
are
friend.
alright.
Yeah. Who are you talking to?
Yeah, it's good. I'm gonna leave now. Got awkward. Wasn't worth the gold.
It's- Walk in the tavern.
You could see him just kind of walk away and kind of look up at the sign again, read it over, and shrug, keeps moving. Alright, the rest of you move into the tavern after having had an argument inside the tavern. You've moved back in from switching between the front with Garrett holding up a position at the bar, so you're able to get up there. Standard, middle-aged gentleman. A little bit nicer, though. He's got a decent shirt on with embroidery, almost kind of like Garrett is actually dressed here. The bartender vest look going on, so he's dressed a little bit nicer. No tie, though.
That he's
Looks
not,
over at all of
fancy.
you.
Just not as fancy.
Yeah.
This place is too lowbrow. We must leave. This is not an establishment for me. Okay, this is not classy enough. No.
Then fine, you can all get out.
No.
No. Move up.
No.
Wait a second.
Oh no.
You! And he points right at Flint.
What about my friend?
It were a misunderstanding.
A misunderstanding what?
What did you do, Flint?
We paid for the door.
Oh no!
You broke a door?
Oh, this
Tavern?
place?
Yeah.
You
this is
never
like-
paid
You
for
don't-
the
you don't
door.
Why
like a
didn't
door.
you say anything?
Well, because
Do
we
you
signed
notice
up.
the lack of door?
We had to sign up for the thing.
Dwarf.
With that, the older gentleman who was bustling about bringing plates, Garrett, you notice him stop dead, look over at him, hearing his bartender say, "You," and looks over at him, hops over the top of the bar,
Oh no.
Garrett, come. We're leaving.
and you
We
can
should
see him
go.
pull out a knife now.
I hold
got
it-
robbed because of you last night. I had no door.
Jesus.
Just shrug and
Let's
walk
leave.
backwards out the door.
It doesn't look like you're walking. It looks like you're floating.
I'm gonna take my drink and wait for you guys outside. I didn't sign up for this. Not right now. I'm relaxing.
As you start to back up out the door, you can see now, stepping backwards towards the door, and all of a sudden, run into something. Looking over your shoulder, you can see one of the barmen standing there, arms crossed, looking down at you.
Hello.
Well, not you, Iski. Flint.
Oh.
So, Iski, you're just sort of standing there drinking, just
So
kind
am
of
I outside?
eased away. No, you're inside with the group now. You've just kind of eased away from them a bit with the drink that you had from before. You're just like, nope. Flint backs up towards the door now, just kind of shrugging. Barman in the way, runs back into him. The main guy starts rushing at you now since you were backing away, Flint. Hold on, where's the music?
Roll for initiative.
Well, this is going to be a surprise round unless he decides to, unless he decides to submit to this. But the main guy who owns the building, I don't know if you ever found his name, and I don't have it written down, so doesn't matter. He throws the knife down, seeing his man behind you now, and just bum rushes you to go into a full tackle. What's your AC?
Don't I do a dex save? But my AC is 14.
All right. He comes up to you with his shoulder and slams into you. As he does that, he moves again and tries to grab you and pin you onto the ground. So this is going to be an athletics check contested between the two of you. Or acrobatics if you're good with that and you want to try and break out of it. Whichever's better, athletics or acrobatics.
Athletics. 24.
Ooh.
All right. With that, you brace yourself and you start pushing against him, trying to fight might with might. However, this guy is pissed and he's strong. He gets your hands behind your back, puts a knee on you, and has you pinned to the ground right now.
Holy crap. He beat
Okay,
24.
so do I see
So
this?
you are grappled. Yes, you see him there. He
Can I run?
dropped
I'm
his...
gonna run up. I'm gonna run up and kick this guy right in the face if he's on top of, like, just run up and just boot, steel armored boot to his face if he's grappling Flint.
Yep, you saw him drop his knife, rush up, and then grapple him and just pin him to the ground at this point.
Okay, I'm gonna try to kick him, just straight strength. I'm pissed. No one does that to Flint.
We're a hostage
Okay.
to society.
Go ahead and make an attack roll. You're not proficient, so don't get your bonus.
No,
just a
I
straight
don't.
Up attack.
Just straight up strength attack. Yeah. So.
Yep.
12.
Okay. As you rush forward to go and kick him in the face, even though he's got Flint pinned to the ground, we'll say you have advantage on this because of the way he's holding him.
Okay, so I should roll again.
Yep.
Okay, that's a little bit better. 16.
Okay. As you rush up, he starts to try and twist his body in the way, but the way he's holding Flint now, you manage to get a boot right up across his chin. Doing, here, I'll just roll it here. 1 point of damage. So you feel the boot connect, but it's not as hard as you wanted to. It kind of glances off. You see a little blood trickling from his chin. However, it doesn't really do enough to get him off of Flint. He just kind of looks over at you. You broke my dog, didn't pay for it, and now you're fighting me too?
I thought we did pay.
Get off of my friend and we can negotiate this like normal people. Instead of trying to tackle him, pull out a knife and threaten to stab him. I don't know what's going on. The first thing I see is you holding my friend to the ground. This man has saved my life so many times I can't even count. So if it comes to this, I would kill you. Do not try this.
And Flint has...
What?
Haster never paid.
Oh, he never paid. Damn that man.
Yeah. I know it's been a little while, so remembering it, he never actually paid.
Even beyond the grave, he still fucks things up.
So he's got you pinned. He looks over at you.
Now you're assaulting me.
However, and he's still got Flint pinned.
Stand back and let's handle this smart. Or we can continue to fight each other. Your choice, halfling.
My friend.
Unfortunately, just get off me, man. We'll pay you with the winnings from the hunt. Get off me.
Roll a persuasion real quick.
Ooh.
What?
10.
10?
I'm not charismatic. 10.
As you say that you'll pay out of the winnings of the hunt, he eases up a little bit and kind of stands you back up. He's still got an arm and he's still got a grip on you from behind, but he's relaxed it just a hair. Seeing everyone stand back up, and he just kind of nods to the barmaids and barmen. Everyone, you know, all of them start bustling. Oh, nothing to see here, folks. The music kicks back up in the bar. He leans in close to you.
So, you'll pay from the hunt, will you? How much will you pay out of the hunt's winnings?
God, no, don't let Flint negotiate.
Well,
I think it would be pertinent here. I think, sir, that we should at least know how much you are supposed to receive from this person who may or may not have broken your door, and how much the damages are that you suffered because of that person's alleged actions.
I don't know what
What
she's
did she
saying.
say?
Maybe I want some fair compensation.
Yeah,
I like him. That. Wow. Fancy word. Huh?
How much was the door?
yes,
The door. Oh, I get it. Door robbery. Yeah.
yeah.
Factoring all of that in, it was 250.
250 gold?
They got
Silver,
my
right?
finest casks of ale and wine. You know how much it is for an entire cask of the finest that costs 10 gold per flagon.
Is there still a big guy standing in front of the door this whole time?
Yeah, the barman
Drat.
is still standing there.
Drat.
I always was Anglos. I'm like, how much are the winnings of that? I don't know how much we're gonna win.
That's all of the winnings.
Yes, that's all of it.
But we still get to beat things up, right?
Yes. Yes. We don't get
Yeah,
anything for it.
Zangulus
We need the
looking.
winnings.
The prize pool that was listed on there was 250 for the first round, and then 5,000 for if you win the entire event.
So
All right.
At this point, I'd like to step over and join everyone because I see that everyone's gathered. I may be able to help. I've got 10 gold that I can offer to pay his debt.
No. Scaly
Uh,
lady, Scaly lady, don't worry. We got these. We got these.
Okay,
First
I'm
off,
going to turn to her and say, this is pretty common.
Flint.
I'm going to
if we
kick you in
win
the
this
face.
thing, if we win this thing, and we will win this thing, this goes out of your share.
You can pay me back.
That's the whole thing.
hey,
We win the
we're a
first
team.
round.
If we win, no, we're gonna win both.
Well,
I don't want to go into this owing anyone anything.
You won't owe anything. Do not worry, Scaly lady. It is our friend Flint
Billy
who
Baby.
will owe the man whom he broke the door of.
Asta told me to. Oh, whatever.
You believe the tentacles. The tentacles are what you believe. This is what you believe.
Fine, we'll pay
I-
the bloody man.
I said this. You will pay the man with tentacles on my face now. You believe me now?
Good sir.
That's
We
odd, but
we should be able to pay you. However, our associate who was with us was carrying the party gold. So if you can find him, he's probably around here somewhere. He's very recognizable. He has squid face. You can find him. He will give you all the gold you need and then some for your trouble.
Roll a deception check with disadvantage because you're contradicting what Flint just said.
Oh, that was nasty. But it's still a 14.
Right? 16 on the die at least. So.
Well,
Looking
let's
over at
just,
you,
we'll just agree to pay the man.
I don't trust it. He
We
keeps
don't
speaking
have
something I like.
the money
It's
to
out
pay
of
No,
the
the
we
man.
tournament.
said when we win the hunt. When we win it, we'll give him the money. He knows we're going to be doing the hunt because we're on this bloody magical contract crap.
You don't make it through, you're probably dead. You make it, I get the gold from the first round. You make it through the bigger rounds, and for me, not calling the guard because you caused disturbance of the peace, ruining your chances at the hunt.
Hey, hold up, mister. If we win, we're going to be heroes round here. And we'll come here exclusively to drink your ale and to bring all our fans. How about that?
Roll a persuasion.
Damn it, persuasion. 5.
Gotta be a bit more intimidating.
He's not persuading anybody.
No.
Yeah.
No. Can someone intervene?
Someone more persuasive.
With that, he releases his grip a bit, spins you about. You seem came back. You're discussing with me. We didn't get into too big a fight. I get to keep my crowd today. The 250 and your endorsement of the broken sign in.
You could
and he
even
holds
call
his
it
hand out.
the broken door. Now. And it was broken by the
What?
champion of
Don't.
Young.
Don't.
Let's not remind him.
Okay.
Flint, you gotta
let's-
stop when you're
Ha!
dead.
Okay.
You know, that's not too bad if you win. All right, agreed. And he holds his hand out for you.
I shake it in a dwarf. Well, assuming he's let go of my
Yeah,
arms at this
he
point.
let go
Okay.
of your arms and spun you around. So you two clasp.
Aren't your
All right,
people
on your
very
honor.
good at building things out of stone? Flint,
What?
I know you have the skills of the stone.
Of course, I'm a dwarf.
Can you build things out of stone?
I certainly can.
You might be able to build this man a better door.
Well,
Out of
stone doors
stone?
don't really open.
How many taverns have stone doors? It could be an oddity for the public to
Yeah.
sign in.
Yeah.
So I have my
It
stone
could be
door.
he could have the door that was built by the champion of the hunt. Just saying.
Well, I mean, it's a nice idea, but there's some dwarves that can do the mechanisms on the doors, and I never did that when I did my educating. I guess I understand stone. I can build stone. I just can't do the mechanisms that make them
So
open.
you can build a slab.
I can shut his door up with a stone wall, and no one will get through it.
You can put stone up in
Yeah,
the door
let's-
frame, is what you're saying.
Let's
Okay.
not do that. I've got to get back here. We have a deal. I'll remember the face, but I want to know the name.
Aye. My name's Flint, and I'm a slayer.
Flint. I'll remember it. Well, since you're all in the hunt, what do you call yourselves?
We are the Mino Taurists.
Yeah.
Hey, see this axe? I pulled it from the dead clutch of the Minotaur. I slowed. I killed that bloody Minotaur.
Nice looking axe. And you got the horn too. Alright, makes some sense.
We also had some other stuff, but we sold it.
Roll me a perception real quick.
Okie dokie. Ooh, 19 plus 22.
As you look back and point at the axe, trying to point back to it, normally when you would turn your head before, you could see the handle sticking quite a ways out behind you the way you had it strapped. Now,
Yeah.
looking back, you don't really see the handle. It's not as visible to you at that moment.
I whip around. Hey, where's my bloody... And see what's going on with my axe.
Pull around to the straps, and as you pull the axe out front, you notice the axe is not exactly the same size as it was before.
Well, this is
It's a little bit more you-sized.
strange and quite pleasing. Hey, haha! Is it usable size yet, or
Wait a
It's-
minute, is that the
It's
same axe?
you-sized.
this? It's the same axe. Look at the head. It's glorious, but the balance is so nice. Oh! Can we go fight something now? I want to try this thing out.
Oh.
Is there anything I need to know about this axe?
Right
Stat-wise?
now, what you know is that it's magic.
Okay, I'm gonna add
And-
into my thing.
It is attuned to you. As for any of the other details of it, you don't know yet.
Okay. But I have it. So it's basically the same as a great axe right now, right?
Yep.
Okay.
+1. Great axe +1. Remember your +1.
That's to hit or damage.
Both.
Okay.
Calm down. I know. It sucks.
As you swing the axe around, the man that was standing in front of you kind of sits back, but then you're looking at it, showing the balance and everything. Bit special. Well, I gotta get back to running my tavern. I'm Davin. Good luck to all of you on the hunt. I look forward to getting my money. And, yeah. Just, keep an eye out for your parchments. They'll be appearing. And he looks over in the corner, and you can see over there's sort of a contraption off in the corner of the tavern. You haven't seen anything like it before, but it has a bunch of different mechanisms pouring sand into different vials. He goes, oh, it's later in the morning than I thought. Walks off.
Anyway,
How about some ale?
Yes.
we haven't even started the hunt, and we already owe somebody the entire winnings of the first part.
Oh, we're gonna win the whole thing. Stop complaining.
We have had many troubles on our travels, but I agree with Flint. We probably will win the whole thing. Now,
Yeah.
knowing our experience, we're going to
suppose-
win the whole hunt, and then the city is going to explode, and everyone will die. So we won't owe him anything because he will be dead, but we will also get the winnings.
Okay,
That's the best case
Or
scenario.
he'll be so wrapped up in an orgy he won't care.
No, that's
let's make us a pledge between ourselves right here.
Sure.
So, no orgying, no throwing rocks at guards.
I cannot guarantee that I will not fall into an orgy.
What?
Start the survey.
I cannot make that
Interfering
Sorry.
with rituals.
Just met you, crazy dragon lady. My name is Garadania. I am a halfling.
Put it back in your pants.
Hello. Yes.
No killing of druids. What else? We're not signing out contracts. What else we been up to?
How about no breaking down
let's get
doors?
so drunk I wreck a place.
Yeah. How
I
about
didn't
no
know-
more door breaking?
I'm,
Do you think
I'm
we
not
should
going
do
to be
that?
strictly required.
I'm not going to agree to all any
Unless
of
the
these
entire
because they're very
party agrees.
situational.
until all of us agree that the door breaking is a good idea. Okay?
Yes. Or
That
breaking
sounds
the
fair.
ritual.
That's
To
fine.
be fair, I didn't
Also,
listen to
do
it
not
last
listen
time.
to Tentacle Face. No more listening to Tentacle Faces. Okay? Especially Flint. No more listening to this.
Right? Can we drink a ale and then go on this thing? What? What are we
When does
hunting?
this hunt start?
What are we even hunting right now?
Did nobody actually get the information from the lady at the sign-in?
We're gonna have to wait in line again.
We already signed up. Go,
I'm
Zach,
just gonna turn, I'm
what-
gonna turn
what
to
we're
one of the
up
guys next to the bar and be like, excuse me, sir, but what is the hunt?
An older guy sitting there,
The thing we're going
haggard face, kind of head down on the bar. Very drunk for this time of day, being this early on. Stubble, but not, it's just stubble, so he hasn't let a beard grow out or anything. Bald up at top. Kind of just peels his face up at the bar next to you as you see him there. A hunt, you say? Yeah. I could tell you the stories of my youth.
Thank you,
And,
sir.
hunt.
And we'll ask somebody else.
I think it's
Enjoy
true.
your,
I haven't.
it's okay. It's okay. Enjoy your beer. I turn to another person. Excuse me. Do you know what the hunt is?
As you do
I'm
that,
just gonna keep doing that.
you catch a younger man walking by the bar. The hunt, yes. I can tell you quite a bit about it. Matter of fact, I myself am going on this one. My first.
Excellent. We are looking to do it ourselves. We are not from around. So, well, most of us are not from around. So we have not experienced this yet.
Well, it's pretty straightforward. There's the reason they call it the annual hunt. We hunt the worst sorts outside and within the walls of Tem itself. Criminals, brigands, anyone who has gotten away from the law. The guard are stretched thin enough as it is, just patrolling and keeping the peace. So, if you end up warranted, where, it is called for, they ask us to bring them back in. Or if they resist, kill them. As well as creatures and fiends, who knows, harassing the countryside. There's any number of dangers out there. And each of us will be assigned something that we must complete before the others.
So it is a time trial. We have to find a creature or a bad person first, and whoever gets that person first wins.
It's a little bit more than that. It's assigned to you. You'll get your parchment, as we all will. You signed the contract outside, correct?
Yes. My friends did. I have not experienced this yet. So I did not know. So I wanted to ask someone who might know.
It's not really as stipulated. It's sort of, if you sign up for the hunt, by name, it's assumed that you understand the basics of magic and communications in these parts. I guess we didn't really count on outsiders being interested, because there's so many of us that sign up. There's posters at all the taverns across Tem. It's sort of a cleanup of the filth of the region.
Okay.
But you will receive a parchment. It will arrive. It used to be where this had to be coordinated at each and every establishment, a table set up. That was problematic. Thus, the magical contracts this year. They can summon all of you instantaneously if need be, or send you messages with what you are being assigned. It was a random lot draw. It still is. It's just, it will be done magically. As you can see the others, and well, they're gathering at the door for a reason. So, be on the lookout. Lucky you caught a friendly sort. Some of them are not as friendly when it comes to the competition. And if you're outside of the city, there are no rules. Good luck to you.
Thank you. I turn around and I explain. So, The nice man told me that we will get a parchment. In this parchment, it would give us a name of a bad man or of a creature or whatever. We are to hunt it. I did not quite understand if we are the only ones hunting it or if we are hunting it and other people are hunting it as well. Either way, we find it, we kill it, or we capture it, depending on what the parchment tells us to do. And we go inside the city or outside the city. But outside the city, there are no rules. So I don't know if we're going to deal with other people who might try to kill us because we are going after hunt or whatever. But
Where's the biggest, nastiest beastie?
probably outside the city.
Because that's what I want to kill.
Yes, but we kill what they tell us to kill.
Or die. Trying.
You're not going to
Who is
die.
not dying?
You're not going to die because I cannot let you die. You know this.
No, we're not going to die. We're going to die gloriously.
There's a difference.
There is. But only if we find the worthy enough foe.
So, thank you for joining us, Dragon Lady, the Scaly Lady. The odds of us not dying are much increased with you here.
Are you
I
ready
don't
to
even-
die in glorious battle, my scaly friend?
I'm ready to head out. Yeah.
Wow, I'm not feeling your enthusiasm.
I still need a new
I-
bow.
Oh, right,
I-
your bow broke.
No, it's gone. Didn't break. It's gone.
It's gone.
Sucked into oblivion.
Oh, right.
What kind of
So-
elf loses their bow?
Let
One
us.
that was saving other people off of a boat that was being destroyed.
Okay. I
Okay.
will take the ranger. Me and Zangulus will go on a shopping spree. Okay. We will go on
I
a
also
shopping
need
spree.
to. Also need to offload this Minotaur and this thing of blood.
Okay, so I hold up the 20. I hold up the 20 gold that I sold the Minotaur ball thing.
The ball juice.
The ball juice, and I say I just have some money, so we can use that to help pay a little.
Wasn't somebody holding on to a bunch of our gold?
Yes,
I think that was the
and
warlock.
he's gone now.
It was. We've lost all the gold that we have accumulated as
Yeah.
a group.
Oh, yeah.
It's okay.
Fantastic.
I did not give him my gold because I do not trust him.
on faces.
All right. Well,
Unlike some dwarfs.
Hey, I got my sack of gold right here. I got hundreds of it. Look.
Please tell me, Grakees, that it's like 2 gold in that thing.
As he lifts it up, there's a little bit of jangling to it, but it's pretty thin for a
probably
coin
pretty light
purse.
at this point.
I look at that, then I look over at Poem, then I look back at Flint, and I look over at Poem, and I go, hundreds of gold. At Raven, I should say. Isn't that right,
I'm
Raven?
inclined to believe it.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Yes,
It's-
yes. And
it's
it better
not-
be hundreds of gold soon, Raven.
Oh, we better kill the people we're supposed to kill, right?
Yes, yes.
Right. Who are we killing? Let's find out.
Let us. I will take the elf and not quite the elf with me, and we will go buy things. And the ladies, scaly lady and not quite elf lady and dwarf, you can stay here.
Oh, wait, can you while you're out, can you grab me an hand axe? I lost that one when I killed that bloody goblin. I still haven't replaced it.
Okay. It is apparently I'm sugar daddy for the entire party. Let's go. I will pimp you out.
Hey,
So
I
long-
save your life more times than you can remember.
I have saved your life so many times that it's not even funny. At this point, it's we are so even. It's not even funny.
Well, we're not because I never actually saved my bloody life.
Somebody probably should be in charge of whatever gold we accumulate, and we've
I'll
already
do it.
lost the person who was doing that, and it's not going to be you.
I do not
Don't-
trust the Raven. I do not trust Carrick because Carrick will get it stolen or he'll get taken off of him because he throws a rock in a car.
How about we just distribute it? We'll just
just evenly distributed. That is okay.
All right. You really think Flint is the best person to be evenly distributing gold to?
Well, I'm not distributing it.
I
I'm just
would
saying we
distribute
should.
it. I am the most trustworthy.
I can wait it out.
Done something really stupid. The only thing I have done, which is questionable at best, and from my perspective, it is not. It is not questionable. It is good. You know,
To be fair, I can put them in piles about the same size.
It's the only thing I have done that is questionable is to participate in just a wee little imaginary orgy. Okay, this is
Right.
okay.
Anyway,
Just
Let
a
us
little
go.
orgy.
Come on.
let's go get some more.
We'll get that.
With that, you step out of the broken sign-in and travel onto the streets, which now are starting to bustle. Even though this is the farming town, you can see the farmers off into the fields. Some of them have come over to gather general supplies and things from some of the stores along this front. What you remember from the ride from essentially what is the public transport stop at the north side of the city was this is sort of like general supplies, maybe at best. It's a lot of hovels. It's the farmers district. It's a little bit more of the poor district that you're in, but they do have commerce. It's still a part of the metropolis. It just may not be the best of things. Next to it was as sort of a barrier almost against the rest of the city, and this outside area is where all of the combatants train throughout the city for different possible guild houses for different reasons. The guard as well has guard posts all throughout that area. There are essentially what would be considered, to put it in terms to understand, this is where different police stations might be set up at intervals across it to easily send out guards into different areas without needing too many outposts throughout the city. There are some weapons and things throughout there, but mostly it's set up to be a training area and housing for militia and guard, military of Tem, that sort of thing. Next to that was all of the magical section of Tem, which were anything to do with alchemy or mages, anything enchanting or spells. And then beyond that were the armorers and the smiths and the more skilled merchants specific to different types of workings, anything from forging to, working on fletching specifically, but it's really high class. And from what you were told, the closer to the front with the main bazaar near the high district are the far more expensive shops. That is prime location, that is considered more rich and upscale, whereas the further back you go to the south towards the mountains and then kind of wrapping around the Bloodstone Mountains is where the houses go from nice stone to wood to essentially hovels. So that is the setup of the city for you to figure out where you want to go shop.
Okay.
Well, I just need a working bow, so...
Is that all you need? You do not need armor or...
I basically need to replace my bow, some arrows, and my pack.
Okay, well, let us, and Carrick's with us, right? You're muted.
You're muted.
Yep.
Okay. What were you looking for, Carrick?
I need to sell this horn and this minotaur blood. Also, I want a hat.
Okay, so let us go get
What?
to the fancy place, so if we can get a fancy bow for the elf, and then we will come back here to find back to the fancy shops to see if you can't sell your things and get yourself a fancy hat.
Perfect.
We can make it purple with a big feather. That would be perfect.
Ooh, yeah.
I think purple is
That would be
a good
nice.
color. Yes. Okay, so we're gonna go to the armor first. That area, look for a good Fletcher or a bow or whatever.
Okay.
I too would like
So-
to wander around some shops and see what I can find.
Are all of you heading together, or are you going for specific shops, splitting up in any way?
I think I was walking with Carrick and
Yeah, you're with
Zangulus
Carrick and
specifically.
Zangulus. Are the rest of you going along with them? They're talking about shopping currently? Or are
No,
you doing
I've
something
got no
else?
interest in shopping. I'm gonna sit outside and wait for you guys to finish shopping.
Happy to go by myself. I don't need anybody to go with me.
Do you need backup?
No, I'm good. Thank you.
Okay, all right, you're
You
welcome.
you keep that bench company.
Thank you. I'm gonna take just a short rest. If you need me, though, I'll come.
Where'd you need us?
And Flint, what is it you're doing?
I might just hang out with my my new friend here and drink some ale.
Okay,
So
so
about isolationism.
Flint and Iski, you picked out a spot kind of outside. There are benches, just public benches, along some of the building areas and across the streetway. Like you would see in, some older types of cities around the world. How they have the public benches set up. So there's some wooden public benches. You find a nice spot, couple of flagons. Raven, where is it you're headed off to on your own specifically? Where are you wandering towards?
Kind of a nicer area, I suppose, where certain materials might be acquired.
Okay. So, Raven, in order to get to that area, you do follow, keeping a little bit of distance, but you're essentially with Garrett, Carrick, and Zangulus then, because they're all headed up to the northern section, which isn't too far from where you are at the Broken Sign Inn. It takes about 20 or 30 minutes to walk up there, and when you arrive up there, you get back to the area where the public transportation stops are. So, knowing that is the fastest way around the city. And when you get up there, you now notice, because you didn't have to worry about it before, you were given a token, there is indeed a booth set up for purchasing those tokens at each of the stops.
Well, I'm still walking. I'm just walking around.
Okay.
I'd rather than traveling.
Okay,
for
so
those
you're not
things.
you're just gonna walk the distance for it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because you never know what you're going to find along the way.
All right. So instead of taking public transport, Raven, are you going to take public transport or walk?
I will buy a token.
Okay. As you get up to the booth, you notice there's a sign, and for single riders, it's simply 10 copper for a single rider to take a small public transport. So quickly exchange with the person. Oh, thank you. And they hand you a copper token. Waiting about 10 minutes, you notice the different carts going by of different sizes. And now seeing from before you were looking for a large party, you were more focused on Erethan, the orphans, well, not the orphans, the children, and Marcus, and a large group getting together. So you got on the largest cart, which was essentially sort of a bus size thing with the large horses. However, you notice those now, they are marked with a gold symbol on the side. There are some smaller ones which are a bit nicer. Those are marked with silver. And then little sort of rickshaws type of things with copper, single rider things. So one of those finally pulls up. You wait in line 10-15 minutes, and you hand him the coin and looks back at you. Where to, miss?
The nicer shopping district, wherever that is.
Which one? What you looking for? And he kind of starts off. New to town, ain't you?
Yes, you could say that. I'm here for the hunt.
So, well, what you looking to be shopping for? I can take you to the specific streets.
Well, I don't know where it is on the street. I'm looking for like a magic shop.
Magic in general? All right, I know the area. And he, pulls over to through the crowds and stuff. He's weaving while carrying it. It's pretty quick carrying this cart around. It's obvious that, he's been doing this for a while and for a living. And after, with him running around, you can see him. He's a little out of breath a couple of times, but he finally gets there at the end, and takes about 10 minutes or so. And you recognize the area from when you were going past earlier, even though it was your first time in Tem and things were a little distracting. The smell of alchemical components and things that you would smell in potions, those are not unfamiliar to anyone who's been near different types of cities. And he pulls over to one of the stops there, and he goes, "Third quarter."
Perfect.
Alright.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. And he tips his hat and he kind of holds it towards you.
I'll drop a silver in there for him.
Thank you. And then puts the hat back on, looks over, looking for anyone there with a copper token. Doesn't see anyone, and you see him run off towards another stop.
Okay. I'll head into the shop and browse the wares.
Getting there, you notice it's not just a shop. It's miles and miles of streets with different shops, all with different signs marking, it's like alabaster, alchemical, alchemical and inquisitive minds shop with the, PPE. So it's fancy. And beyond that is, wands for wizards, and there are advertisements for the fanciest robes and the best of books, and it's a lot of shops, and these are really, really upscale ones. In the windows there are full-on displays, and there are setups of the best things that you haven't seen in many a year.
Interesting.
So with that ability to pick from that, I'm going to go to the other three who are wandering around. In your time to head towards the far end, the fourth of the quarters, the one with all the crafting areas, you decide to walk through the bazaar. And as you start walking that direction, Zangulus and Garrett Carrick, you notice there's all sorts of different stalls through here. You see people shouting out fresh vegetables and fishes. You smell spices and incense. This is unlike anything you've encountered up to this point in its scale and its size. It is an open market of any food you can imagine, base items for different types of cloth and silks, different items, people barking out that they have wonders from all over the world and that they have the best wares there. You can see people haggling as you would in older, think almost a cross between a Persian and a Middle Eastern type of open bazaar market, with the haggling going on and the tents set up with them draped down overhead as just the crowd is electric and popping off. And you realize with a bit of walking, you are just now getting past that first section of farming and heading towards the other. It'll take you a good 2 hours or so, slowly walking on foot, going with the crowd and everything to get across the city.
Big town.
It's okay. We have nowhere to be, so 2 hours is fine with me. Yeah.
Let's find the
Have we seen
fanciest hat
anyone
shop.
selling weapons yet, or are they just selling food and clothing?
What was that?
Have we seen anyone selling weapons yet?
Roll an investigation, or a perception check. Sorry, perception.
That's really good. 25.
25. All right, with that, very faintly, you hear a barker off in the distance. Defend yourself! Best wares here, the hunt is incoming!
All right. Sounds like there's somebody over in that direction. I'll just start walking towards.
All right, as you follow, and you picked it up very easily, where the direction is, you can hear him yelling more clearly now. Intermittently, it stops for a while sometimes, and then you can hear him, defend yourselves! Don't worry about those fancy hoity-toity shops. They don't have the best wares. And as you arrive to the tent, you can see it's pretty plain. It's patched up. It's a little bit burlap in its style, but it's functional. And in the front and along the walls of the tent, which have been opened up as you arrive, you can see hooks have been set up holding swords, some crossbows, bows, knives, staves. So there is a setup of general weaponry in there, as well as some mannequins actually set up in the back. They're a little bit, straw poking out type of mannequin, but there are some sets of armor on there.
All right. Well, I'll approach the man. Hey, do you happen to have any longbows in here? I'm looking around.
Longbows, sir. You look like a discernible gentleman. Yes, a discernible gentleman, quite with the taste. Excellent taste. I'm going to have to give you a proper longbow. A proper longbow for a gentleman such as yourself, with taste such as yourself, will cost, but that cost is worth it to keep up with your tastes. I dare not speak a word more without finding you. Ah, yes, here it is. And he walks over, kind of goes through the racks, and pulls out a very fancy-looking longbow. It has animal scrawlings all through the actual. I'm not even sure what the part of the bow is called, but the wood itself that has been curved, where it has been strung, it is curled up and over that it looks almost like a ram's horn set up there. And on the handle itself is almost a forestry carving set into the wood. And he comes over and he goes, yes, sir, of the finest quality of longbows possible here.
I'm going to roll a insight.
Okay.
I don't trust him.
Selling it just a little too high.
Yeah. Well, I don't trust anyone anyway. 23.
All right. With that, you look at him intensely as he presents this bow, and he's doing a hard job selling you, but as you look at him, you notice that he's trying hard mostly to stand out amongst the crowd, and he has pretty meager everything else, and the work in this bow is, and now looking about to some of the other wares, he's not worried about the shack for his, or the tent for his presentation. It's all in his voice and in what he is presenting to you. So he comes across as very genuine and honest about the fact that it is a very finely crafted bow.
Might I take a look at it? And I'll hold out my hand.
No, of course.
I just want to inspect it really closely. Make sure it doesn't seem to have any faults. Make sure there's no, like, knots in the wood.
Okay, roll a, can't even remember what it's called. Investigate, that's it.
Investigate?
Inspect?
Yes.
Oh,
He said inspect, and that's what threw me off.
14.
Okay, looking it over and being someone that is, knowledgeable about bows, you look over the bow, and it is indeed actually a finely crafted longbow. It's beautiful. It's well done. The string has decent pull. You give it a little bit of a tug. You don't want to do too much in front of him, but it pulls well from what you can tell, and it looks really fancy.
Oh. Sorry, dog was bugging me. Actually doesn't look like a half bad bow. I'm a little surprised.
Oh,
All right.
as I said, sir, discernible taste, only the finest for you. Now,
What are you
shall we
asking
talk
for?
price?
Yes.
Well, for such a work of art, I mean, I couldn't let it go for less than 50 gold.
Hmm.
I step forward at this point.
Yeah, I
and
was
go,
about to. I look over at Garrett.
That is very. My friend. This is a good piece of art. It is a work of art. But my friend needs a work of art and something which can work in the field. And works of art don't always work in the field. So as much as that, I would say that this is a good quality bow, and 50 gold seems to be good for a piece of art that I will hang on my wall. But for something that is practical, that works, probably not 50 gold.
You will
I would
not
say-
find something more practical than this one.
Oh, okay. So, how about I give you 35 gold?
Roll a persuasion.
That is a 8 on an 8.
Well, if
Forgot to
you
get my
want to
prop.
lowball me that much, he grabs the bow back and everything else. As I said, 50 gold, this is a work of art, and by the way, you insult me, sir, as he reaches beneath the table now, grabs an arrow, turns around, knocks it, and fires it real quick. Right into the head of one of the mannequins, just perfect shot.
I shake my head and go, did you not have the art of haggling where you're from? I'm willing to pay for this, but 50 gold, my friend, that is far too high.
Haggling
And yes,
is fine, but you
I
insult us, sir. You insult my work?
I am saying that your work is probably fine, but the fact that you could knock it and fire it now does not tell me that it would be knocked and fired the 100th time it is knocked and fired. You see what I mean?
See, you insult my quality. Persuade him with disadvantage.
Oh.
Okay, well, one was a critical, and the other one is a 16. So one was 25, the other one was 16.
I can go 45. I'll throw in a quiver and 30 arrows.
40 arrows into the deal.
With
40
my friends,
arrows,
it's 40
45,
40
and
arrows.
bow. Done. I can do it. 45.
Okay.
So I've got. I'm gonna give you, Garrett, about 30 of my own gold. I do have some gold still.
Okay. So with his 30 gold, I pitch in the rest, the rest of the 15 gold. And
Okay. So you pay him the 45, and he gives you the longbow, goes underneath, grabs a bunch of arrows, and as you look at him, knowing archery yourself and the quiver, they're finely crafted. You didn't expect this from the burlap tent, but they're actually really nicely done. And working with the bow itself a little bit more, it's great. So for the purposes of the bow, it's actually a mastercrafted longbow.
Oh,
did you get a
Which is why
Mastercraft
it was more
longbow for
expensive.
like $40?
yeah.
When normally, or 40 gold, when it's normally like 150 or
100.
something like that. Yeah.
100 is typically it, but sometimes you
Yeah.
find a deal at a stall somewhere.
We did
on
get a
someone
deal.
new. So for this specific mastercrafted longbow, it's just +1 to hit, and that's it. It's
I'm not gonna argue.
considered, and it's not considered magical.
Okay.
You rolled really, really high on noticing this place. That's why you found it.
I bow to the man and I give him I say, may the best blessings of Sayuna be upon you, my friend, and your work, your good work here.
Well, tell everyone about Baldric. Make sure that my name is spread about.
Baldric, the best prices in town. Yes, Baldric.
Quite right, sir.
Didn't
Who's
Flint
the
want an
best?
axe or a?
I ask him.
yeah.
Before you ask him, my friend, do you know of anyone who can read a magical item? Because a friend of mine, he has a magic axe, but we know that it's
Reading
magic.
of magical items.
To be able to tell us what these kind of magic is put on. We know that it's magic, but we do not know what kind of magic.
He also wanted a hand axe.
Oh yes, and one hand axe. Yes. Do you have just a simple hand axe? Something that is disposable. I mean, something that will work, but if we lose it, we're not going to cry a river.
So nothing fancy on the hand axe. Well, hold on. And he goes into the back. He goes, since you paid so well before, and change your tune about my goods. So well. Reaches over and hear him rustling inside, almost like a box or a barrel underneath the table there. You just hear a bunch of metal clattering and clanging against itself as his hands are going through, and you just hear and you hear the scraping of metal as he pulls out what is a basic hand axe. It's nothing special. It's just a hunk of metal on top of a piece of wood. I mean, nothing special. Don't tell him I sold you this. I haven't finished with it. These are raw materials. It's beneath me, but I mean, 3 gold.
3 gold. I would find a hand axe somewhere else, because if I remember some prices for basic hand axes, these were usually silver or copper range.
This is Tem, my friend. Things do not come cheap within this city.
But 3 gold for a hand axe? I mean, I could probably buy an entire tavern for a night for 3 gold.
Around here? For a night, an entire tavern? For 3 golds, you're kidding, right? Maybe if you go all the way into the slums where someone will slit your throat as you sleep.
Yes, well, thank you for the offer anyway. So I will do some more shopping. Thank you, so have a good day. And I walk out.
Enjoy the bow, and remember Baldric!
All right.
Well, that was interesting.
I don't do straight book prices on things for different cities.
I know, but
yeah,
still,
cities have different economies.
It's a hand axe. It's like it's the axe equivalent of a knife or of a dagger.
Yeah. Different economies, different areas, different cities. Need to set
Is
that
that
precedent.
everything we want to get except my hat? Oh yeah, no wait, we need to sell this stuff. We need to find someone that wants to buy minotaur blood and a minotaur horn.
We probably need to find a craftsman of some kind, not a weapon craftsman. I mean like a art artistic. Maybe an alchemist. Yes. If there is an alchemist side of this town, we could go there. How far are we?
Remembering from your tour of the city, not really tour, but seeing it and having it described as you were riding across, there was an entire section that did include magical shops, and you could smell the strong smell of alchemical components as the smoke rose out of the stacks, and you remember that as basically the 3rd quarter, a bit further down. So to get to the front edge of it, it's about an hour's walk from where you're standing now.
Okay.
It's a big city.
Let's just walk to this area.
Nothing better to do.
Yes.
As you continue to walk, you can hear the different stalls shouting out different wares and merchants. Clothing merchants, and ones for jewelry, ones selling, some specializing in fancy and specific things and custom makes, some food stalls as well, doing foods from around the world, some speaking of being out in the middle of the desert, and some from the swamps to the south, some calling out with delicacies from the far, far north, as well as the elven lands to the west. So, we'll go back to Flint and Iski. What are the two of you up to while all of this has been going on?
I've been napping. I also tried to speak with Davin and pay off this debt, but that did not happen. So I just returned back to under the tree. I'm waiting.
Yeah, I've just been
Actually,
drinking.
I mean, we didn't do the Davin interaction, so we can make that happen.
Do which one now? Oh, yeah. So, I'm just hanging out with my ale.
Okay.
So, Isky. That's your name, right? Isky?
Whiskey. Yeah, that's it.
There we go. So, tell me your tale. What brings you to this tavern here? And you say you've been alone a long time. What happened there?
You know, we'll get to that. Things are actually still a little confusing for me. I remember some of it. There was a lot of bloodshed.
Well, no, I know the need to keep things to yourself. I ain't told these guys anything of my backstory, really. All they know is I wandered alone for a while. I met that halfling. He's a creepy kind, but he's a good lad. And,
he seems all right.
and I have a mission. I assume you have your own mission. My mission is to defeat the biggest, meanest creature in the land, or die heroically in the act. It's a simple mission, but one I enjoy thoroughly. Do you have a goal yourself?
It's a noble calling. Well, basically, I'm yes, I'm on a mission. Basically for justice. I'd like to fight all evil, support all good. But I'm pretty tired to talk about it right now. I'd like to just keep drinking.
I can understand that sentiment. Another round, then.
Let's see. Davin, may I pay off this man's debt?
Got the 250?
Well, I've been to other taverns, and I understand that the door is broken and it was made out of wood. I feel that 250 is a little bit much to ask. Look at the crew. They're tired. There's no chance that we're gonna bring this back. Just take the 10 gold, and we'll be out of your hair. I just want to make sure your door is fixed, and 250 steep. And I think
Isn't the door that's needing the fixing. It's the loss of the ale and the wine. That's what he cost me.
I understand that. If I pay just a little extra, would you forgive it? Would you let us go on our mission without owing you a debt?
Roll me a persuasion check.
How do I do that?
Roll a d20 and then add your persuasion skill plus to it.
So I rolled an 18, and persuasion would be where?
Should be under your skills. You should see like insight.
I have nothing
persuasion.
next to persuasion.
What's the bonus for persuasion? Persuasion's what? Charisma,
I'm
right?
Yeah, I think so. Positive.
Charisma. Yep. +1.
Yeah, so okay, so 19 then is what it would be. Your 18 rolled +1. All right, so with that, he kind of looks at you, leans in really close, looking, over at Flint now that you're back inside. Things have died down a little bit, leans in real close to you. Listen, sometimes people need to be taught a bit of a lesson in manners. He was pretty rude about busting up this place, but I was considering the losses of possible profit on this. For wholesale? Alright, you seem nice enough, and I can tell you're new to their lot. Really do just want to do some good. I was listening.
Thank you.
75 gold covers all my losses, the repair of the door, everything at wholesale. So that's everything I lost at exactly what it cost me. It fixes it all.
75 gold and we're even.
Completely.
I really appreciate you're willing to bargain on this. And 75 is reasonable. I don't have 75 on me in this moment. I think that we could get that to you, though. I think 75 is a fair deal. Can we make that 250? What's that?
Grakees?
Roll a perception check, because he was being really quiet about that portion.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Because I'm assuming I'm sat pretty close by.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
18.
All right, they're not being quiet enough for that, so you do overhear. You do overhear
I overhear what's going on, and I'm struck by the nobility of what's happening, and I just kind of grab my pouch and just kind of nudge Iski with it.
Roll me a sleight of hand check.
It's not very slight. The biggest hand you've ever seen. What was it?
Not slight at all.
With a sleight of 7.
Well, the way he had leaned in to speak to Iski happened to be he was on the other side of her head, his vision partially blocked, so the nudge went unnoticed, because I rolled a fucking 2 on his perception. Wow. So he's leaning over to you, Iski, and you feel this nudge in your side with Flint holding what is his coin purse over.
What would you like me to do with that?
Well, it seems you're making a deal, and seeing as this was largely my fault, and if you're not quite there, maybe there's enough in here. I don't know. It feels.
Well, let's take a look. Let's take a look and see how much you have in here.
All right, since Flint doesn't know to count it, and in looking, I saw the amount that's in there. In looking in the bag, now Devin notices the interaction between the two of you during this moment, and steps back a bit because he kind of wanted to punish Flint. So Flint, give me a persuasion, and I'll give you advantage on this because of the sincerity of the moment.
That would be a... I don't know how many pluses on persuasion now. 14.
14 with advantage?
Yeah. I have 0 persuasion pluses.
Okay.
My charisma
with
is
that,
zero.
he notices that, and then you just kind of see him slump forward a little bit. He looks over at you. Pretty obvious who the rotten one was with the... You obviously didn't mean it. Didn't end up getting into a brawl, ruining my tavern further. Iski, in that you're counting through it, you notice there's 42 gold in his pouch. Still, I need to cover my losses.
Absolutely. This is tough. Davin, do we need to settle this today? Can we give you half today? and then we promise after the games we'll bring back the other half. You have our word.
Roll a persuasion.
That's my 20-sided.
Yeah, that's your 20-sided. Outright trying to deceive him.
9.
God. You're getting retired, Di. You get to roll next time. Looks at you. Alright. 40 today. 35 when you finish up with your tournament winnings. And
I think you've got a deal as long as
sorry, the he's the bar mascot. He just keeps shush. Go into the kitchen. Get yourself a bone.
the noisy beasts. I think if we take I'm sorry, how much did you say that we could do half today?
40 today, 35.
40 today.
Yeah.
That's reasonable. That's very reasonable. We can do that. I'll go ahead and give you 20 of my gold, and then we'll just Dwarf, can we take 20 of your gold? What do you think?
What?
Lint.
Wait, what now?
I'm pretty sure he agrees.
Yes.
We'll take.
Sorry, I was lost in
Special
thought
one,
about
isn't
Yale and that chat about history. You got me all.
I
pensive.
will spend 20 gold, and we'll take 20 gold from your pouch, which will pay off half of your debt.
Okay.
Is that all right?
That's fine.
Okay.
Kind
It's
of.
all at your disposal. I don't know how much that is. 20 sounds great.
Okay.
I've got hundreds in there.
Yes, yes, you do. You can have hundreds.
Sure, there were. Kind of reaches behind the bar, pours another ale, and just puts it in front of you. And as he does, he just pats you very gently on the shoulder. Reaches over and scoops up the 20 that you put from each of you there. So mark down the loss of 20 gold from each of your pools, respectively.
Mm-hmm.
Puts that up, goes behind the bar, and secures the gold away over there. And the general tone now is you're sitting in the pub and things have beat back up. Flint, you have yourself a fresh ale.
Excellent. And thank you, Iski. You didn't need to do that. And I'm sure you have your reasons. I ain't going to pry.
I appreciate that, Dwarf. Just keep your hands to yourself from this point on.
Hey, I'm not the one you need to worry about with the handsies.
No more door breaking, Dwarf. No more door breaking. We can't afford this.
I've got one mission alone that isn't the hunting of booty. So,
All right.
Garrett, on the other hand,
He might be a booty hunter.
he has unorthodox methods for healing. That's all I'll say.
Noted. I'm going to go back to drinking now. Would you like to join me?
Absolutely.
Cheers.
So the two of you cheers, sidle up at the bar, take your positions, and just go back to drinking. Else actually pretty good. So we flip back over to Raven. Raven, getting there far ahead of everyone else. You've arrived at the streets of the magic districts. You've had time to look about. What type of shop are you looking for in particular? And noticing, because you've got a keen eye for price ranges. So you notice the general sense of how the pricing works. What range were you looking for?
Probably nothing too extravagant. What I am looking for, I do not imagine would cost that much.
Okay. So skipping past all of the buildings that are not even utilizing the bloodstone of this region. They're utilizing polished marbles for the first sets of shops, just in their ostentatious, they're ostentatious and overly opulent by nature of just wanting to be nose up, showing off. So you continue past that, past the bloodstone shops, and get into the area where you notice that it becomes more thatch and hovel based way further down as you've progressed. You can see kind of off in the distance the start of dilapidated buildings, but in the area where you are, you notice the shops are made out of decently built wood shops. And around here, you're likely going to find something decent. It's not going to be extremely upscale, but right about what you're looking for. Nothing too expensive, nothing too shady. It's right in the middle.
Okay.
So,
Great.
What are you looking for in particular?
That's a good question. I know I'm looking for some lodestones.
Okay. So, as you're looking around at the different shops, you notice there's bookshops, different shops of enchanting, and roll an investigation for me just to try and navigate your way around, see how long it'll take you to generally find this.
It's going to take me a while. I rolled a 2, which becomes a 4.
Okay. In this area, you spend time looking around, and then you end up getting distracted by this one shop that has despite the fact it's not one of the opulent shops, they've done an amazing job in their window display. And it has these puppetry scenes that work themselves out up against cloth, and the images move with illusion and magic and almost tell soundless stories with these puppetry forms dancing about. And so you essentially spend the next 45 minutes or so watching an old-timey cartoon. Something you've never seen. Shaking it out of your head finally and going, well, that was interesting. Looking about more, you notice that not about a block down, there's a very simple shop there. Let me get this. There we go. It's marked as Ian's Components and Sundries.
This sounds perfect. I will saunter on in.
Entering the shop, you see a somewhat humble-robed, but still nicely dressed, well-presented, little bit of a portly fellow. Nothing, he's not extremely fit. He's just got a little bit of a belly to him, but he's got a neatly set beard that comes down to a point and then is tied off into a braided strand, along with mustaches hanging down in sort of a Fu Manchu thing, yet he allows the beard to go up as well. Hair tied back into a ponytail. It's a deep chestnut colored hair and piercing green eyes. Looks over at you. Yes, hello, miss. How may I help you on this fine day?
Hello, good sir. I am here nosing about for some components. This seems like the type of place to be.
Well, as you can tell by the shop itself, we are not the most priciest of locations, nor do we have the more extravagant components, but what we have definitely serve your needs. For the most part, there's nothing too rare that you are looking for, I hope. And as you look around, you can see there are different shelves and bins, wooden bins with lids on them, some of them propped open, with different powders and materials in them, all of them labeled meticulously with cloth bags hung below that you could scoop the components into and create what you're looking for from there. Along the other side, there are some robes and things, just general magical sundries throughout the store.
Excellent. You run a fine shop, sir. I'm specifically searching for some lodestones. Would you happen to have those?
Lodestones. Let me take a look. And I actually have to look up off the top of my head.
I had to look it up too.
Yeah. Give the DM a moment while he looks up lodestones.
Do 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 do.
Believe it or not, no matter what is said, DMs don't know every single thing.
Oh, come on.
Stones.
Really? I mean,
Rage quit.
And you call yourself a dungeon master.
more like the dungeon scrub.
You do remember I am god of this world, right? I can cause horrible things to happen to you.
All the horrible
I didn't
things.
say it.
I'm expecting horrible things to happen to me already, so...
Garrett, you all of a sudden, while I'm looking up lodestones, you look over and notice Carrick, he's all of a sudden scratching at his front for some reason, really, really hard. Like, it, and Carrick, you just feel this odd burning sensation.
Oh my gosh.
I look over at Carrick and I go, Carrick, it's not appropriate to scratch yourself right now.
You have to
Stop
do it in
scratching
public.
It's far
Okay,
away.
I know
far
what they
too
are now.
inappropriate.
Got it, I know what they are. Took a moment for my phone to be able to pull that up. All right, got it, back to Raven. After I gave Carrick D&D STDs.
STD and Ds.
Oh.
Nice.
Oh.
Advantage.
That's a good one.
I should have done that myself. Anyway, back to you. Lodestones, they're quite common. And he just kind of motions over to a bin, and as you look over, they're all alphabetically set up. So,
Oh, sweet.
looking along the wall, you open it up, and lodestones are indeed available. And looking through now your newly acquired book and seeing the necessary components required for a spell and checking the price on the bin, you realize that in order to perform a few castings of what you're looking for, based on the pricing on the bin, it'll cost somewhere around 25 gold for the lodestones.
Okay.
They'll last you a while, but need about 25 gold worth to be set up for an okay amount of time and not really have to worry about it.
Okay. Alright, well, I guess I'll grab one of those bags and fill it with some stones. I'm gonna sniff out to see if I can find some fine sand.
Easily enough, looking across there is indeed fine sand. And with that, you notice that the cloth that's there is actually like triple wrapped in front of that one so that the sand doesn't pour out of it to create just a small bundled bag.
Nice. Well, I'll
And
pick up
in
a...
doing so, checking on that component, as well as, I'm assuming, what are the other components? I think I know what you're going for.
Fleece is the other one I'm looking for, which I can find in a barn, but I'd like it to be a good quality.
It's right there, again, in the bins. This one's actually more set up as a bag of sheared fleece. However, it's been combed out, so there's nothing nasty with it. You can actually get it and fill a bag. To total of all of the components you're looking at so far, I mean, the fleece and the sand are pretty much cheap. So you end up looking at somewhere in the neighborhood of 30 gold total, with the prices listed out in the shop.
I will pick up a bag of fleece and fill a bag with sand, and I'll take that out to the shopkeeper. This is exactly what I'm looking for, sir. You run a fine establishment.
Thank you, madam. Looking this over, your prices, and he weighs it out and checks each bag to make sure nothing's been snuck inside. You'd be surprised what people out there do. 30 gold for the lot.
Those roguish sorts, you could never trust them. 30 gold
Right,
sounds like
right.
a fair sum. I will be happy to pay that for these quality goods.
All right. So handing over the gold, mark off 30 gold, and in doing so, you now have enough components to last you for a numerous amount of castings. You're not going to have to worry about it for some time.
Excellent.
Typically, I don't make people track too many components for too much. Ammunition's different, but spell components are they're kind of annoying.
Oh, that reminds me, I'm out of arrows. Good sir, could you point me in the direction of a good Fletcher?
Well, as a purveyor of the shop, good Fletcher. Let's see, I know that my friend Callius. Yes, my good friend Callius. I'm looking at the different names on my list. She is not too far over. She's over in the more crafting districts. She has a house somewhat... It faces the opposite direction of mine. It's a house and shop much like this one. You would need to head approximately... No, she moved to that location. It would be about 14 blocks that direction. It's about 20 minutes, half-hour walk from here.
Okay, excellent. Thank you very much. And who should I tell her sent me?
Tell her Ian sent you.
Ian, will do.
Ian,
Have a wonderful
yes.
day, Ian.
Why, thank you very much. And remember, Ian's components and sundries.
I will remember.
I'm writing this
And I
down so
will-
I remember.
I will leave the shop and head out towards Callius's.
All right, so you head out that direction. Garrett, Carrick, and Zangulus, you're up in the magical area now. You've arrived at that region. You notice some really high-end shops now. You can see the gleaming polished marble buildings, and just beyond them, the bloodstone buildings. You can see the smokestacks pouring out different colored smokes, and you can smell the alchemical components of this area and see the signs, some of them themselves imbued with magic to make them stand out.
I turn to Carrick and go, "It is your selling. You make a choice.
Yeah.
Stop scratching.
Sure. Not scratching.
That is not going to be good in front of the shop owners.
You're gonna have a hard time selling it.
scratched once. I scratched once.
You might want to get it checked out. You should ask them if they have an inch ointment or something like that. I have a cell for that, but I don't know if it's a long-term solution.
I just headed to the store and just. I want to sell.
Hey, magical crabs ain't nothing to sneeze at, okay?
I want to sell this miniature whore.
Whore.
Minotaur?
Whore?
Yes, whore. Horn. And,
Minotaur.
and this,
Minotaur horn.
this skin full of miniature blood. How much will you give me for that?
Who are you asking this to?
He just walks into the door and
I
just
thought we
starts
were going
asking.
to the store.
You just
Who wants
okay.
some?
Anyone.
Wait. So you just walked into the first shop you saw, and
Yes.
okay.
Being Carrick.
Let me
That's what I
pull up
said.
the top district map of this. I missed that. Walked into the first shop you saw. I've got to pull the first shop you saw in this. All right.
Uh-oh.
Walking in.
Not even looking. Just start
Not
shouting.
even paying attention. You walk
shop
in and
was
go,
good.
I'd like to sell the Minotaur horn and the Minotaur blood. Looking around now, you see an elven woman, braided back, bunned hair, blonde, piercing blue eyes, extremely fancy robes, spectacles actually, long pointed nose, kind of pushes him up, looks up at you. My, you are dullard, aren't you? This is a magical shop of inquiries and books, you dolt! And you look around now and you see shelves of books. Just books. Very fancy binded books. But that's it. No smell of alchemy, nothing like that. It's a bookstore.
May always be calm. I just go to the next door. I walk out and look for the next alchemy store.
Just go.
Okay. Looking for an alchemy store now. You look about, and then you notice a shop sign. And let me go to the name list. Which one is this?
Why are we
building?
following him?
I look over at Zangulos and I go, remember the last time we left him alone?
Oh, very good point.
Yeah.
It's not for his benefit, it's for ours.
I do not want to have to break him out of jail again.
We need to have 6 people in our party. We need to.
Yes. We can drag him along unconscious because he likes those dope arrows. But what we'll have to do, we still have to have 6 people.
Yeah. Right.
As you two are talking about questioning letting him lead, you look about, Carrick, and you finally notice Alvin's Alchemy and Artifacts.
I head inside.
We follow.
Yeah.
Alleviating you with alliteration. That is the slogan underneath it. I like alliteration. Deal with it. So, as you step in your rather normal garb, you notice now stepping into the shop, all of the clerks inside, and there are several in this shop. The other one, the bookstore, was filled with books. This one is set up. The sale counters are polished marble behind with gold outlining, and it, by the look of it, it's actual gold with a glass case that sort of bends and shimmers. Inside, you can see laid out are potion bottles and extremely fancy flasks. They are claiming to alleviate all sorts of melodies and claiming to do different things for different people. And looking just in the first case as you walk in, seeing that, and this is just the alchemy portion of it, seeing the finished products, you look down and you notice there's a potion in there. A potion of Fire Giant strength. And then you see the price tag. 7,500 gold.
Nice.
Raven should be here right now. Good snap.
So you notice the sort of level of price and clientele in this area at this point.
Oh, God.
You may proceed as you wish.
I walk up to a clerk.
You see
I'm prepared to
this
hit
is
him
a
over the head if we need to.
younger man, a bit of a jowl going on, large beard hanging down. He's human. He's got a large bulbous nose. It's a little bit red, as if he might be partaking in his off time of a bit too much of the drink. Rosy cheeks. Smock is pulled over. Think old school pharmacy coats sort of thing. So that is the look and feel of this, would be like an old school pharmacy mixed with antique shop situation. So that is the look here. He just looks up at you and he goes, "Can I help you?"
Hello, my good sir. I am an adventurer looking to offload some bestial goods.
Right. We already have suppliers of many components we need for the finished product. How do I know you have anything any good?
I pull out the giant minotaur horn. And this is a minotaur horn we harvested straight from a minotaur we found in a dungeon of sorts.
I know what a minotaur horn is. However, it seems intact. Somewhat rare. Give me a moment. And he walks back behind the counter and pulls out some tools, and he gets out this odd piece of glassware that seems to fit up over one eye as he moves in towards it, and you can see automatically, or I should say automatically, you see things switching and spinning within as he pulls up and looks in. My, 3 days old. That is unusual. It's quite fresh. Where did you say you got this?
No, we were out dungeoneering, and we ended up running into a minotaur.
Where?
Back in Caprese.
Okay, plausible. Roll a persuasion for me. Persuade him to keep looking at this.
Persuasion 6. Oh, so that's a 24.
Oh, goddamn hard.
Oh.
Goddamn shopkeepers.
Exactly.
Looking at it. Pulls the piece back. Closes it. Moves over behind. Puts that back on the counter. There's a crack.
I assure you there's no crack. Show me where there's supposed to be a crack.
Comes and pulls out the piece again, holds it over it, and then grabs your head and pulls you down to it, just acting like a jackass. But when you look at it through this eyepiece now, you see the horn all of a sudden extremely magnified, and there's this very, very, very thin crack. Just itty bitty. Right about maybe as the lenses shift and pull out, you can see it's maybe an eighth of an inch, a couple of centimeters long, and it's so minute you can't see it without the eyepiece.
That's nothing. That's like it's not even hair sized. I think you're being
Pristine.
I think
We
this is
deal
as
in
close as pristine you
pristine.
get.
Really believe so. And he walks over to the back behind the counters now, steps into a back room. You see him come out, and as he steps back out, he's got 2 horns draped over. About twice the size of yours. Comes over to the counter. Sets it down. Not bad for an adventurer. You have promise you might be able to sell to us if you can come up with something pristine. But these samples like this are what we require. If you can provide this, we can do business. Do you have something more for us?
I have this water skin fell of minotaur blood.
Minotaur blood. Let's see, how many days ago was it that you slew the Minotaur? That would be...
Well, he said 3, so
Yeah, I'm
would
just
be 3.
making sure. Yeah, it was actually 3.
Yeah.
I was making sure I was right.
yeah.
So he pops the top off. Well, it should be 3 days old. The blood is...
I've been trying to keep it away from the elements.
And he looks at it. He takes a little bit to his finger. Checks it. Cool. Starting to congeal. Nope. Can't do business. Hands it back to you. A little bit beneath us. Head further down into the slums. They might take it. Subpar components. Imperfect.
I mean, you could make like blood sausage with it.
I don't think that's what they're making here in this shop.
Shut up, elf. Bargaining here.
Anything else
Or are you just going to try and continue wasting my time? And will I have to have you seen out of the building?
Sir, I think you're the one wasting my time, and I will take my business elsewhere. I pick up the horn and the water skin and walk out.
He just kind of looks like, as you do that, he looks over at you, just kind of head cocked, like, did just happen? Wait, what? So you did catch him a little stunned with that exit.
Well, that was fun.
All right, next talk, Bishop.
Right about at this moment, as you guys are wandering around and doing your looking, all of a sudden, from the outskirts of town, and then through some of the streets, you hear this low rumbling.
What did you do, Carrick?
Looking about, you
Nothing.
look around and you can see some of the shop owners and things rushing out into the streets. At first, looking about, you wonder what's going wrong again, since so many things have gone wrong. However, in this exact moment, it's not actually things going wrong. You notice their faces, and they're excited. There's a sense of excitement. And then you see metallic towers starting to pop out of the ground and maneuver upwards. Up top are these odd bell-shaped pieces of brass or copper. It's bronze.
The hell?
Up near the top, see them raising up higher and higher in the streets as the crowds get more and more excited. And once they finally reach 10, 20, 30 feet high, you can hear that all of a sudden it echoes across the entire city. And with that call, all of a sudden everyone out in the streets starts cheering and looking around. And you can feel that cold electrical tingle again. The same one from when you signed up. Every one of you, no matter where you are, feel it. And feel that tingling. Looking about now, you notice something occurring. You notice people reaching out and just grabbing in front of them, and they have an odd piece of parchment scattered about. Some people are in groups of 6 together. And each of you now, at this very moment, you feel something in your hand, and you look down. Your hand, whether it was open or not, is now closed around a piece of parchment in your hand.
I think we have to get back to the tavern right now.
I think I would have to agree. I open my hand and I look at the parchment.
Looking upon the parchment, it states, "The annual Great Hunt of Tem has begun. The Mino Taurists, you have been assigned to hunt the criminal." And where was the name that I wrote down? There it was. Miko Darkwater, on the outskirts of Tem in the Honey Hills. That immediately catches your attention, Zangulus. The Honey Hills are where you're from. That's where your name is from. You are to hunt the criminal Miko Darkwater. He has perverted his learnings from the Bardic College in the upper districts of Tem. And in finding out his perversion of such magics, he killed his very instructor and his instructor's wife, fleeing the city a murderer. It is said that he has picked up a dangerous ally along the way. He is classified as a Type 1 combatant to be brought in dead, Because he is classified as a Type 1 combatant at the start of this hunt, continuing to read through it. Flint, you have no idea what it says. Considering he is classified as a Type 1 combatant, 6 teams have been assigned to hunt this target. Good luck to all teams. Remember, the safety of Tem is in your hands.
Okay. So either we go to Honey Hills right now and hope that everybody else shows up, or we try to go back to tavern and hope everyone's still there.
I think we need to gather everybody up first. We got this. This should be easy. I know the area very well.
All right, back to tavern. I slung the Minotaur horn over my shoulder again.
We should probably hail one of these carts this time. Get there quickly.
Is that what you're deciding to do?
Yep.
Garrett?
I'm heading back.
Oh, okay. Are you going with them by cart, is what I was asking.
Yeah, by cart. Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
Fast. We're going quickly. Yes.
I'm heading back.
I'm just gonna head back. Just leisurely stroll. I am Gerd Vanya. Screw all of you. You cannot go without me.
We've been walking for hours already. Doesn't matter. Keep walking.
Getting up to that area, it's only 5 silver for the 3 of you to buy a silver pass, which would be the fastest way back. Looking at the different charts, taking about 10 minutes for something to arrive and another 15 for you to get to the far end. You are now at the road at Quarter 1, which is the farming area, long road, and you can see the temples now that you know where they are off to the right in the farm fields, and you know generally where the Broken Sign Inn is, and you start heading that way. Raven, what are you doing now that this parchment has appeared in your hand?
Did I make it to the Fletcher shop?
No, not by the time this happened. Actually, let's see. How long did it take them? No, they were walking. Yes, you would have reached the Fletcher shop by that point. So
Oh, sweet.
rewind that because I had to account for the fact that these 3 were walking around for several hours and you took a cart. So, okay, yes, you would have had enough time to reach the Fletcher shop, which was Callius Fletchery. Going in the direction you were told,
yes, Callius.
you keep checking the buildings as you get to each of the main streets. Look, and then you see the shop with an arrow on it and a bow, the name Callius, and then Fletchery. It's a simple wooden sign, but the building is in fact right about where it was. It was actually 15 blocks, but you found it.
Okay. Looking at the building, does it look to be like of the upscale variety, or where is it on the
It's
scale
wooden.
of wealth?
It's wooden. It's almost in a straight line. So if I were doing this would be the rich district. This is where you are. So you just traveled straight like that. So it's still in the wooden buildings. It's not super hoity-toity.
Okay, cool. I'll head on in. See what I can see.
Getting in there and everything else, you see a redheaded, kind of curly, disheveled-haired woman in there, an apron on. She smells of tanning chemicals and has work gloves on. She was working on, as you look around, she's got different hides and things up, different quivers that are being made out of hide, and it looks like she might have been working on some more quivers as well. She has her fine fletching tools up behind the counter to actually work on arrows, and along the wall you can see in different quivers and pouches just bundles of arrows and bolts that have been made. Different size bolts and different size arrows for different purposes.
I will say, hello, good lady. I am sent here by Ian.
Yeah, yes, hello. Ian! Oh, that darling.
He sent you his love.
Oh my, that's unexpected. Well, making a lady blush. So, What can I do for you this day?
I am looking for some arrows, for I have run out, as such things tend to happen, and he recommended me to you.
Right. So, well, what you looking for? You can see it's here. He sent you.
What do you have as far as like a step above the regular standard everyday arrow that you might give to someone learning how to shoot?
To someone learning, if you're learning, I definitely recommend something standard. Don't want to waste them. It's expensive to make something better.
Do you have anything like just a bit better than standard?
If you want better, are you looking for arrows or bolts, miss?
I prefer arrows. They're more my speed.
Well, and she starts looking through some of her stock, and she's like, how many are you looking for?
Depends, no less than 20, but I could go as many as 30 or 40, depending on what the supply is and how much it costs.
Large amounts, right. Well, if you're looking for bundles, I can't do anything above the normal for you. Not in large
that should
quantity,
be fine.
but I can do regular everyday in large quantity. I mean, 40 arrows it's not going to cost you much. It's 10 gold for all 40.
Oh. Well, considering, I think that should just be fine. That should be fine. 40 arrows would be plenty for what I have planned. So I'll be happy to, you said 15 gold?
10.
Oh, yes.
But if
10.
you're offering 15, I mean, certainly take a tip.
Well, let's see. I gotta pull out my not period calculator.
It's a witch.
15 would be fine. And we'll say that half of the tip comes from your friend Ian because he speaks so highly of you.
You can see now she's starting to blush quite heavily. The red in her cheeks is starting to match her wild red hair a little bit. And then she, oh my, well, you know what I can do? Yeah, this one isn't too expensive. And she pulls a quiver in. That's 40 arrows and you did 5 gold extra. And so you can see her getting it. And she gets you a quiver that can actually fit all 40 arrows. Sets it up, and then you look, it actually has a tie-off around it that can go around the front and loop so that the arrows get held in. So even if you're moving, the arrows don't really make too much noise as a large group, and they don't fall out. So it will actually tie off the arrows in the quiver. They aren't just held by being a thick bundle in there as well. So it's actually a nice piece of work. It's not embroidered or anything, but it's functional, and it's good type of function. So she hands that over to you. It's a dark brown leather.
Excellent. Well, my lady, this is more than I imagined, and that is a very nice quiver. It quite fits with my personal tastes. I really do appreciate this, and I will make sure to refer others to Callius's Fletchery in the future.
Thank you. Well, if that's all, I've got more work to do done.
Yes, I will not take up any more of your time. I hope you have a splendid day, ma'am.
If you see Ian again, just tell him hi from me. And she goes back into the behind her and starts moving off into the back room and working.
All right, I will leave. Very pleased.
Flint and Iski, you also received your papers. Flint, no idea what it says. Iski, you perfectly capable of reading it. It's in common tongue. You're sitting inside the tavern. The lighting in here is is now starting to drop as the sun is actually starting to go down a little bit more. So candles are being lit, and you can see how they are playing off of the wall now, and it's actually designed inside here so that the light, even though it seems to be a simple farmer's tavern, he's done a good job with it, where the light actually plays off of the back of the wall, reflecting forward and crossing beams to give a sense of far more light out the whole tavern without requiring a major fireplace or any sort of extra. So he's working with a minimal amount of items to actually create a maximum effect off of this. Suck it, Mitachi.
I just thought that. I was like, go on about the lighting.
Had to do it. I promised.
Hey, dwarf. Do you think they're gonna make it back here in time? Because you know what time it is.
Yeah, they should be on their way back. I mean, they're usually not out too long unless something has gone amiss. But first, like, what is this thing? Like, what's it say?
Well, I think the moment you've been waiting for is finally here.
Oh, it
So-
tells us who we're killing. Ha! Who
It's-
we after? Who's the
That's
poor
right.
pasty?
That's right. It's time to go hunting.
Is it a big ferocious beast?
Wild in nature, mass murderer. It's ugly.
A
Killed
murderer?
his wife.
Well, it's just a man.
A beastly man.
Oh, bloody hell. All right, well, it'll do. Still glory, I suppose. Guess we won't be found our death this day. Right. Yeah. So I don't know where the rest of them are. Is anyone here yet? I browse
seen
the
anybody.
crowd, see if I can see anyone.
As you're asking that, Garrett, Zangulus, and Carrick, you all arrive back at the tavern right then. Raven, you could see them because you came back up around, and you could see them a ways down the road heading back towards the tavern itself after retrieving your fletching, your arrows.
Yep. I'll head back too. Definitely.
So now the five of you are there. Raven, you can see them down. You're just a few minutes behind.
Okay, so we get together. I say, okay, we have our hunt. How will we do this? Where is Honey Hills?
I know the way. We don't need to
Okay.
worry about that.
What do we need to worry about then?
Well, it says that he's in league with somebody, but it doesn't say who or what.
That's for future us to worry about. Let's get to Honey Hills because there's 6 other people going.
Yeah, I'm not too worried about the 6 others unless they've got a local ranger on their group as well. But I know this area very, very well, so I'm fairly certain that we can get to them first.
Grand.
Just
I
do
mean,
this.
it's a
Where's-
10
where
grand
is-
hunt, so I imagine there's
where's
a
Raven?
lot of locals in there.
Where is the Raven?
Raven is on her way. I can see you at a distance. I'm headed your direction.
Are you just yelling this out from your cart?
Raven's on her way.
I'll be there in a
Very faintly
second.
off the wind, you hear,
She has amazing hearing. I don't know about you. You even say that loud. Raven, you are forever going to be our you put your ear to the ground and you tell us where it is. Is this a half elf trick that I do not know about?
all right, so Raven, you arrive now with them laughing over some sort of joke that had just finished up. coming into the tavern, and you can see they all too have their papers with them.
Good. Here, let's go.
Let's go.
And rush out the door. Then I rush back in and push Sangus in front of me.
All right. Is there anything else we need here? Because otherwise we should be on our way.
Mm-hmm.
I'm ready to go.
Right, find me something to kill.
That's the idea.
That's his axe out.
I
With that-
as
Oh, yes,
Sorry?
Raven.
as we were leaving, I'm looking at my paper, and it's like, it says he killed his teacher. Are we sure it wasn't just some kind of freak ritual accident?
Not
It's
for us
not
to
our-
worry about.
It is not us to worry about. He is a criminal. We get him.
Maybe he shot an arrow at some stones. We don't know.
That is between him and the law. We can capture him and bring him to justice, or we murder him if he decides
they-
to resist.
They want him dead,
Oh, they want him dead? Then
Yeah.
we will kill
That's
him.
fair.
so we're gonna murder him.
We're going
This
to.
is not the time to have conscience. Let's go.
We are the minor tourists. We do nothing but death in our wake.
If we don't kill him, somebody else will.
Somebody else will.
All right. I mean, I'm not complaining. I'm just saying we have things in common.
True.
I'd like to talk with him before we kill him.
I mean,
If you can get Flint to stay his axe, then you probably have a chance to talk to him.
Oh, you're new. You don't know. Flint is the murder machine. If
We don't-
Flint doesn't murder everyone, then I will kill Steel. This is how this works. I either murder people or he murders everybody.
I see.
You're not painting this part as in a very good light here.
We just do what we do best, which is kill things. I mean, we kill the good things. We kill things for the right reasons, but we kill things very well.
And thoroughly, and then take them apart for parts.
Too well. Ain't found nothing challenged me yet.
As the
Level up.
conversation
Pesky bloody
continues,
floating goblin. That was just freak. That was a freak.
as the conversation continues, Zangulus, you're leading the way walking. You know the exact road out of town from here because you've
Yep.
taken this route many a time doing skin trading. You head outside of the main areas and further into now the greenlands, past even the farmlands, catching the main road going west towards the crystalline lake that sits out there, named very much because in the noonday sun it looks as if it's made of crystal glass. Passing the Go Inn as you head, which is the first major inn there, and walk off towards that lake, heading out as the sun is starting to set now at this time of day. Further off in the distance, it's sitting at about 5 p.m., and you can see the light starting to turn gold, orange, and a little bit of red. And that's where we're going to end it here for the day, where we had a shopping adventure day, apparently.
We should have had an 80s shopping montage.
Yes, yes. So occasionally shopping
Just
episodes
one.
happen
Yeah.
where they need to
Sorry.
figure out what they're going to do next, but they seem to have figured it out. They're like, let's kill stuff. So yes, our adventurers are now the Mino Taurists. So they have an official team named the Mino Taurists.
So they could put something on our statues after we conquer the universe.
Yeah.
I was gonna suggest
Or wanted
the God
posters.
Slayers, but yeah, or wanted posters.
With you guys, it's likely going to end up being wanted posters.
What?
Really?
I'm so surprised.
We didn't accidentally wipe out an entire village.
No, nothing
That's
got
something
wiped out
bad
today.
people do. It's just never done something
Nothing-
like that.
Nothing ended up wiped out today.
No.
Everything's still
No.
okay, actually.
Not a single blood was spilled.
Well, somebody got like a bloody chin, but because
Wow.
Garrett kicked him.
It was Garrett's little tiny man kick. It wasn't too much.
It was a
Tiny man in like a tin can.
tiny man in tin can.
That could have gone any number of ways. That could have gone really bad. I think Flint forgot about how pissed they were.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Though that's what happens when you take a 1 month break.
I don't think Flint really knew where he was because
I was too enthused by the whole signing up for the thing and then the offer of ale.
So, how'd you like the very first episode you were a part of, Iski, even though there wasn't much combat to do this time?
I loved it. I'm super excited to do this again next week. Yeah, this is right up my alley. Thanks for having me, guys.
Next time we get to murder someone, though.
It was a pleasure to have you.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
I can never say whether or not you're going to murder someone in the game because never know how the story's going to end up. I have a story out there for whenever they reach it, but I never know what the players are going to do. That's why you need to tune in every single week and watch to find out where they steer the events to. So I've got stuff.
I could quite easily have raged out and gone ballistic in that tavern earlier.
That would have been expensive.
Yeah.
That wouldn't have been expensive. That would have been fatal for all of us because we would have probably killed them all and then been wanted men and women.
You would have been.
Then we would be the ones being hunted.
Being hunted, yeah.
It's okay. We can blame everything on Haster now that he's not here.
Right.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Goddamn squid face.
Dan Master taking all the party gold with them.
If he turns up again, there's going to be so much ire thrown in his direction.
Everybody's gonna be...
Nobody actually comes back.
So, because some people have commitments right around this time of day, I believe that's going to be...
Yeah, probably it, but we're...
I got a nap to take. Really pressing.
There is no
5 p.m.
captain. There is no captain's table tonight, unfortunately, because
Oh.
all of my guests but one backed out.
Oh no.
What a bunch of
Yeah.
I
poets.
didn't hear that.
Like in the last 2 hours. So
Oh.
it's all family commitment stuff. It's stuff like last minute, like I got a family in town. Or,
Oh, I forgot I had family.
Oh.
yeah, some of it was like that. Some of it was.
Oh, I forgot I had family.
One of them was like, I forgot that I had, like my sister had just recently had a child, and I forgot we were going to go up to today because I scheduled far in advance. So because I try to get people to clear their schedules out ahead of time, so I absolutely know they can get them. But then there are also things like deaths in the family that you can't schedule for, and you can't schedule when babies are born, and you can't schedule when someone's coming into town, and that kind of stuff. So, those are all things that have happened, and so we all had all but one. So I was like, we're not going to do cats today. Unless you want to see me talking about Star Citizen, just going here, I'm talking to myself
For an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Isn't that what a normal stream is?
Yeah.
Except, see, normal stream, it would be me talking to myself and maybe doing something on screen. But this would be me
Just
on
in
screen
case you
going,
on the camera.
this is Star Citizen. There's no
I shall ask
gameplay.
myself questions about Star
Star
Citizen.
Citizen and give you my opinions.
What's your
And be
recent
surprised at my own
experience?
answers
Yeah.
and contest them.
Interview yourself. That would be wonderful.
Interview myself. I'm
You
so
could probably
important
pull that
that
off.
the captain's table
Yeah.
and interviewed me.
You need a
Yeah.
swivel chair for that, though.
You just need to do
did you
the
get
response
yourself-
answers in a Trump voice.
Well,
Well,
you should ask. I would watch. I'm just saying. I would watch it.
especially if you dyed like half your hair.
Oh, that'd be great. So every time he turns, it's a different character.
It's great being back to playing D&D and Bad Rolls. So we'll
It
be back
really
again
is.
next week, 1 p.m. Eastern Time, 10 a.m. Pacific, and makes it 6 p.m. Most of Europe time, 7 p.m. somewhere around there. So, from us
Cool.
to you, have a great one.
Don't throw rocks at guards.